All right, we should be ready to go here. Super impromptu pop-up stream, I guess. Hopefully it's not too long. I always say that, but always ends up being long with Philip, I guess. Because this man is the most mentally ill person on YouTube, I believe. And that's not even a joke. I honestly think that at this point. He really is fucked in the head. Touched by autism. But it's more than just autism. There's plenty of autistic people online on YouTube right now, myself included, that aren't as retarded and mentally challenged as DSP is. Because DSP is literally not living in base reality. You always hear talk or theories about living in the Matrix and, oh, what if the Matrix is real? What if this isn't reality? Well, we have proof that we have this individual here who's not even living in reality. He's living in his own reality. His perception creates reality. His reality, not our reality, because our reality is normal reality. But his perception creates his own reality. So his brain doing mental gymnastics to try to appear like the victim, try to appear like the good guy, all this shit makes, like, shapes his own reality in that aspect. So he will see the world through that lens, right? And it's just, it's wild. It really is wild. It's wild, brother. If you can hear my fans going in the background, disregard them. You shouldn't, because I actually have filters on my mic to try to prevent the any exterior sounds that I don't want you to hear. But it's just kind of hot out here, so if you do hear the AC or the fan going, ignore it. Oh, hey, JDX, how you doing? I appreciate that. But yeah, I wanted to start with two rather long videos, unfortunately, they're a little long, about this obsession he has for LTG. Now, I don't know a whole lot about LTG. I know he's obviously a lolcow too. But if I had to pick between one or the other here, I'm obviously rooting for LTG because I really don't like Phil, and Phil is acting so fucking entitled that, like, he really thinks that LTG owes him an interview. And it's so fucking obnoxious. It really, I don't know why. I don't know why it pisses me off so much. Because I don't have any, like, I'm not a fan of LTGs. I'm not a fan, obviously not a fan of Phil's. So I don't know why it pisses me off so much. But it does. And I think it's the entitlement of Phil's. I guess I'll take that as a compliment. I don't know. I'm just trying to be myself. I'm not really portraying a character like some people. But anyway. So let's get started.
Let me tell you something, brother. Snort, snort, snort. Code, drip, snort, snort. I got the drip.
Actually, close that.
What I do want to do
there we go.
Is I want to address.
So this one is the second time. Right. Yeah. This was like from 6 days ago. This is not the most recent time. Well, he went on like an hour-long like rant on his podcast a couple days ago. That's coming up next. This one was the one from 6 days ago. Because this whole back and forth is like, it's like a how do you phrase it? It's like jousting with like insults, but like, well, yeah, with insults. So it's like two knights are riding against each other and they're hurling insults at each other with this like wordplay. And obviously DSP can't compete with anyone, let alone LTG, who's like, LTG's probably only strong suit is his wordplay, right? In terms of like his insults and how he could just like seemingly insult people. Like, you know what I mean? So But yeah,
Alright, over
I
the
can't
years-
phrase it good, but like, it's bad. Like, because Phil obviously can't contend with LTG's level of insults and insulting people, right? And we'll just see. I'll show you.
Has had association with me, but has he really?
He
It's just kind of
hasn't.
a
You're
weird
just bothering
thing,
a random
alright?
fucking
And
person.
I think today is the day to address it because we got a few.
You've
things
been
going
addressing
on
it for the past
in
week.
this regard, and I'm gonna try to address it as matter of fact.
No, he doesn't. Like, LTG isn't even all that creative in terms of like his insults, and like, he's not the best in terms of like being creatively insulting and coming up with these like insults and shit like that, but it still blows Phil out of the water because that's just how low Phil is. You know what I mean? Like, anyone could fucking insult this guy.
And fairly as I can. Okay.
And Phil just can't compete, even
So
with
let's talk about it,
LGG,
okay?
even though LGG isn't even all that high.
Oh, by the way, over 400 viewers on the stream, 96 likes, guys. Let's hit 100 likes. In fact, we're gonna hit 100. Let's hit 150 likes right now. If you're here and you're enjoying the Level 1 podcast,
We
please
start
like
off
the
with
stream.
begging
I
too.
would absolutely
Gotcha.
appreciate if you did. Please consider supporting the stream in any way. Super chats, memberships, gifted memberships, or tips. Right now, outside of those few super chats I shouted out, we got nothing. And like I said, it would be great if we could hit and continue the King Street and keep that
Yeah, they're
momentum
both really boring streamers. I'll give them that. They are both equally boring.
going and basically get some progress before I play the game. That way I can just focus on the game, all right? But hey, anything is appreciated, all right? And you guys helped so much recently. Let's right now we have no members. Let's get some memberships for the community. People are sitting here.
Still
I see so many
begging, I guess.
great
Oh,
things
yeah,
in the
actually, let
chat.
me speed this up a little bit.
People want some memberships, so consider contributing in that way too. That helps a ton, okay?
Because he's so
As I'm
fucking
saying this,
long-winded.
I actually have received my first tip of the day. It is a $10 tip from BB Phil. With all the positive experiences you've had, you insist on being the one to for me to keep saying that. Sadly, I am
Skipping tips.
but it's not. But I can't make people care. You know what I'm saying? I've been so far removed from the FGC, right? That it's hard to get people to care again. You know what
And
I'm saying? They don't
LTG
think
says the
it's
same
drastic
thing,
because they
gotcha.
don't, thinking, oh, this is now time that I should go. No. Particularly because I can already tell you're misinformed. If you're not aware, he actually names certain names in his tip. He's not getting right? Seriously. I'm interested in that, in reaching out and talking to people. I'm not interested in my fans going and harassing the people for me.
Bullshit.
If you have suggestions, I'm open to that. Contact me. Like, for example, I'll be honest, there's a couple people in the FGC I was interested in interacting with. I can't find a way to contact them. You go to their Twitter, you can't DM them. They have no contact information listed anywhere. So unless you tweet directly publicly at them, they'll never see it. And even if you do, they still might not. And it's like, do I really?
No one owes you an interview, though. That's the thing. Like, Phil gets air blown up his ass by Kino Casino for a couple of streams, right? And then you got Kino Casino fans are now, like, LARPing on Phil and giving him extra money, even though really whoever's donating for the King Streak, it really is just one or two fucking people. It's not a whole lot of people. It's like you watch it and one or two people will donate a large sum of money for it. And then DSP will lie and say, oh, well, we had a bunch of donations and we made this streak again. Right? Even though the streak ended like 2 or 3 fucking times. This actually was like 1 or 2 streams before the actual streak ended. At like 42, I think it ended. And then I think it was ending at like streak 7 or 9 or something. And then he's like, oh, well, after my stream, I actually got a mystery tip. So it actually continues and it counts for that. No, you're obviously at this point just faking tips to try to keep up appearances that you're still getting a lot of donations and support to try to like trick these stents into giving you even more money. When obviously support is already waning again. You know what I mean? So it's like, it really is fucking pathetic. Well, I kind of feel like it's like LTG going full spurg on Phil is justified in this point. Because Phil is so fucking thick-headed and like stupid that he can't get it through his fucking head that someone doesn't want to fucking collab with him. I'm like, Just like he's told you no multiple times. He's told you he doesn't want to collab with you multiple times. And like, I don't want to get into personal stuff, but like, I mean, I've asked a couple people throughout like being a detractor or whatever if they wanted to collab here or there. And they're like, maybe we'll see or whatever. And I left it at that. I didn't continue bothering them. It's just like, okay, well, if they don't reply back, I'm assuming they don't want to. No big deal. I'll continue doing my own shit, right? That's kind of how it normally supposed to work. But apparently, like, DSP just doesn't fucking get it. I'm like, he's literally giving this like insane number out there, so you kind of get the idea that hey, he doesn't fucking want to do anything with you.
Want to?
But DSP's so fucking stupid. He can't take the hint. He literally deals with. He can't read. What's the right word? There's a word I'm looking for here. It's like he can't take the hint because he like deals with literacies. No, that's not the right word either. You have to actually tell him, no, motherfucker, I don't want to collab with you. Because otherwise he'll take whatever else that you say that like hints towards that and be like, well, I don't get this. He said this, but this. He said that because he doesn't want to collab with you. But he won't, like, he has to actually hear, no, I don't want to, in order to, like, maybe understand it. Because anything else will go over his head and he won't understand that it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, but like I said, I'm autistic, but I still get, like, I still understand this shit. So it's like, it has to be really fucking bad autism in order for him not to understand these social society cues, right? Or maybe it's just because even though I have autism, I've like worked in retail for such a long time, I kind of get this stuff. I don't know, but Jesus Christ.
So I really want to harass this person on Twitter because I have to say it that way because
you're harassing LTG all the time.
Shitbag loser no loads, right? Come after them. And we'll tell them, oh, Phil's a piece of garbage. You don't want to interact with Phil. He's a piece of shit because there's losers. That's all they do all day. They have no fucking lives.
Right, yes, okay. Yeah, by the way, we're all no lows. It's not no loads. It's no low. Which is kind of like a really old insult, like maybe your grandparents or your parents would say. Like a no load is just like, a no low is just like a nobody. Like, oh, they're not going to go anywhere in life. They're a no low. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I mean, it was like the boomers, so like they were making weird insults up, I guess. I don't know. But it's like, which is super ironic coming from this actual no-low, like who's not going anywhere in his life. And literally he gets a small, tiny amount of new attention and support from equally shitty people, aka the Kino Casino people. And he honestly thinks that public perception about him on the internet as a whole has totally flipped on its side, and now everyone loves him because like a couple people are looking at are LARPing in his chat, and it just totally like boosts his fucking ego up to like a level 1,000. It's really sad.
Imagine you're in the FGC, you have nothing to do with darksydephil, but you're actively involved in the FGC. All of a sudden, you get a tweet.
You yourself have said multiple times you're not part of the FGC anymore. As well as LTG has said he's not in the FGC. So neither of you guys are in the FGC. So why the fuck are you bitching? Maximilian Dude is never, ever going to reply back to your ass. Sorry, not sorry. It's never going to happen, Phil.
From darksydephil, it says he's interested in talking with you and maybe having you on a podcast or having some interaction. And then 100 fucking trolls go and harass you on Twitter. Are you going to want to do it? Of course not. That's what I mean. I want to talk to these people behind the scenes. That way it's not some public call out.
Oh, I want to do it privately so then I can make up stories about what we said and totally butcher any narrative that originally was going on between us. So it's not a public forum, so you guys can't actually see what I actually said.
You see? So I think that's the best way to go about it. Let me know behind the scenes who you'd like to see me collab with. If you have information on these people, send it my way. I'd be more than happy.
And again, he is just, this whole thing is just him desperate to maintain the increased drama views that he is getting. Because you can see anytime he has some kind of drama or interview with, I say interview loosely because Phil is the worst interviewer ever. He's awful at interviewing people. He literally will just talk over top of his guests constantly talking over his guests. He's an awful interviewer. But when he has guests on his quote unquote podcast, he will get an increase in views, especially if it's more about drama, obviously. You know, the same shit that he was shitting on Keemstar for, the same shit he was viewing on Keemstar and other detractors for decades. And now he is over here mimicking and doing the same shit because he's seeing that drama actually sells. So now he's super fucking desperate to get whoever the hell he can get on his pathetic, shitty show to try to get more money and more drama from his dents. That's all it is.
To interact with people in the FGC, but I actually need people to give me a chance, and they're not going to if you're harassing them.
You don't deserve a chance,
socials,
Phil.
their content, or if
you
we're blowing them up
don't.
with a public tweet, they're not going to react well. Okay. Okay. All right. See you later, Lucky Gremlin. All right. Sybil did a super chat. Says, DSP, why does LTG call you old when he's 40? Why would you ask me that? Like, you have to ask the man that. You don't ask another person.
Because you look 20 years older than you are, Phil. You're 42, but you look like you're fucking 60. You dye your hair, and yet for some reason you refuse to dye your beard. Your face is literally melting off. Face off. My face is falling off. A stupid ass John Travolta and Nick Cage movie. But his face is literally like fucking melting. He's probably had multiple strokes at this point because his like one side of his face is drooping. Yeah, you don't look your age, Phil. You look way older than that. That's why he calls you Burt Reynolds, and it's funny as fuck.
What's in the mind of a different person? How the hell would I know? Right?
Yeah, we can. You can't even understand what the hell is going on within your own mind, Phil.
Get to the topic, because obviously this is what you guys want to talk about today, right?
Is
so,
it?
Ladies and gentlemen,
does your fans actually give two shits about this? No. Your fans don't actually care if LTG shows up or not. People were saying this like 5 years ago, and he thinks those same people are still in his chat today when they're not.
Someone in the FGC, the fighting game community, his name is Low Tier God, all right? And
Low Tier God?
I think that's the name he likes to go by.
Yeah, that's his name.
Years,
DSP.
What the FGC would argue to be a really toxic element. And what I mean by that is, through his actions, through his words,
like you,
the things he said, and
yeah,
done,
all the shit you've done.
like this guy. Now, you might ask me, well, what do you mean?
Just like you. Just like you.
I don't know. I don't know what he's actually done to gain the ire of the FGC, because he started doing this after I was done with the FGC.
Yeah,
like,
and they kicked your ass out of the FGC for stealing their content, Phil. So
Machine Fighter 4 came out. I covered it fully for YouTube. And
you didn't really cover it fully.
I kind of retired from that life around 2011. And I just haven't cared about it since. Do I still cover fighting?
No, you gave up on Street Fighter 5 because you sucked at it.
Games? Oh, yes, I do. I love fighting games. I still cover them. I still make tons of coverage and play them all the time.
You skip half the fighting games because they're quote-unquote weeb fighters with anime characters. So you skip half of the fucking fighting games that come out.
But I'm not going to tournaments. I'm not covering tournaments.
You're not good enough to go to tournaments.
Care about the competitive, high-level life of grinding and
because you can't keep up with other people.
Doing well in the FGC. I just
your reflexes suck.
So
I just keep going.
I guess became famous or infamous or whatever you want to call it.
Same as you.
Already done with the FGC. Like, he was a nobody. But when I was still going,
same as you.
All right.
This could all be applied to him. Like, just this whole stream. Just imagine him talking to a mirror, talking about himself, because that's all this ever is literally massive amounts of projection and zero self-awareness and huge amounts of cope. He is projecting so fucking hard because everything he talks about LTG could be applied back to him.
LTG is called the Black DSP by the FGC.
No, I think like only 1 or 2 people actually called him that. I don't think the whole FGC called him that.
But here's the thing. DSP is not part of the FGC, nor have I been for ages. So the only thing I can think of,
Neither is LTG either, dumbass.
all right, is that they're comparing him to me back in the day. Like we just covered in my documentary by June the King, that in my days in Street Fighter, I was the biggest internet shit talker possible.
Still are. Still fucking are.
I would open my mouth and I would, spew out trash talk.
Still are, yep.
The whole idea was to build up hype for a tournament. So that when we went to the tournament, people would care about seeing me either win or lose against certain people. Usually lose. They were always rooting against me.
Oh,
right?
that
But
was the
thing.
ideal. I was thinking 5 steps ahead. I was playing chess when all you people were playing checkers. It was a whole fucking character act, and you all fell for it. Okay, Nikocado Avocado, calm the fuck down.
It would get people excited to go to the tournament and see DSP be challenged and lose and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's, if anything, right? That's the only thing I can think of in regards to this man, that they're saying that he's like me. Maybe he's an insanely huge internet shit talker. And then maybe he goes to the tournament and he loses.
Just like you still are.
I don't know, right? Who knows? I don't know. So I don't know, but all I know is they said this for ages, that he's the black DSP. Okay? Now, I am aware that at one point, he had a big, big rivalry with Viscan, Jay Snyder. And the thing is, back in the day, I had a fake rivalry with Viscan.
God, his background is terrible, by the way. The only thing I kind of like is that Tesla lamp thing. The coil thing, I think that's kind of cool. That's the only good thing he has in the background now. Everything else is trash. Oh, yeah, so LTG has a real-life rivalry with Viscant. It was totally real. But my rivalry with Viscant was obviously fake. And you're an idiot if you think that my rivalry was real. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Not yet. That's in the playlist if I make it that long. Because I got this hour-long video and then one other hour-long video. And then if I make it past that, it is coming up in the pipeline.
It wasn't real. I guess Jay might have thought it was. It never was. To me, it was a joke. I didn't really give a shit.
Maybe we should have told other people about that it being a joke, since you were being dead-ass fucking serious the whole time, Phil.
But I guess because he picked a fight with Jay Snyder.
Oh, but I was playing a character the whole time. It's just no one knew.
Like, oh, look, he's doing the same thing.
No, that just sounds like, in retrospect, you trying to excuse all the shit-talking and awful behavior that you had. It's just, in retrospect, trying to change it around and lie.
Back in the day, right?
To make it look not as egregious as it was.
Rivalry with Jay Snyder, it didn't go anywhere, and I just said, this is stupid, it's fake, squash it, and then we were cool after that. Like, I have no problems with the guy. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have any problems with me either, you know? But then, with LT.
Yeah, because you guys were bunk buddies at that one fighting game tournament. You probably fucked each other in the ass. That's probably why. And he defended you against Jaha, didn't he? Because you were so fucking pathetic and crying and be like, please don't beat my ass, Jaha.
For whatever reason, I guess, I don't know how it happened, but he got into this big heated rivalry with Jay Snyder, and it culminated in this tournament where they both
tournament.
And it was it
very tournament
it was that they played?
Yeah.
I think. And I think Jay beat him, and then Jay talked monstrous shit to him, and rightly so, because he beat him. And since then, I guess what's happened is LTG has essentially laid low. And what I mean by that is not that he stopped making this puff of hair is really annoying me if you can't tell.
Well, if he is laying low by not being in the FGC tournament or FGC community anymore, then what the fuck are you doing, Phil? You see, everything he says could be easily applied to him. He is literally talking to himself in a mirror right now. Like, yeah, you're fucking laid low too, because people wanted to fucking kick your ass in real life because you were that much of a douchebag. Guess what? You still are a massive douchebag, and you left the FGC because people were threatening to kick your ass.
It just won't stay down. Some days it does, and other days it just sticks straight up. It's really annoying. But who cares,
yeah,
right?
maybe we should just shave your head off.
Just like a pet peeve of mine. It bothers me when I see that on camera. But anyway, it was Street Fighter 4. It was actually Street Fighter 4, not Street Fighter 5. Excuse me. So it was that long ago. Okay.
Worse hairstyle too.
No,
I don't look like that.
In that regard, LTG loses. Jay talks a bunch of shit, and since then, LTG has basically publicly said that whole thing was a mistake and a waste of time because he had nothing to gain from it. Like when he lost, now the whole internet uses him as, you know, makes fun of him, and it makes everyone. It's big negativity, right? So for him, he doesn't see that basically there's any reason to do anything. Wait, people are saying LTG won. LTG beat Jay Snyder in the money match? I thought he lost. And that's where no, because Jay won and he talked shit after the fact. So what are you talking about?
Who cares?
He lost, if I remember correctly. Right? So, after that, LTG basically was like, he didn't want to do any more of this kind of stuff. I guess he did a few. I don't know if he won or lost some other rivalries that he had, but basically in his mind, he's basically not going to get anything out of a rivalry. He thinks that, you know, it's no benefit to him to have a rivalry and win or lose. Like, it's not worth his time. Okay? So he kind of sits around on his streams by himself, isolated. Doesn't really collab with anyone. Doesn't really do much besides just sit there and rage at fighting games and suck half the time. Because I've seen some of his content. Sometimes he plays really well, and other times he's awful. Right? And what's funny is people are like, yeah, he gets lots of views and subs. And you look at his stream and you're like, there's no fucking way that's real. The guy's terrible. Half the time.
Now we're pocket watching. Gotta love the pocket watching. Yeah.
Literally, if he gets hit with a super, he dashboards, meaning he hits the button to go to the dashboard, so he doesn't see the super connecting, and then he goes back to the game after the fact. So basically, he
like how you rage crit. Yep.
He's memorized the length of super animations. He doesn't have to see them. Okay. So anyway, basically, his content is very bizarre, and you'll watch it and you'll see that he has like thousands of viewers, but where is the support from the viewers? Because they don't support it. The only way he gets support is that he gets subs on Twitch, but it's very bizarre. He's claiming he has over 3,000 subs, but it's like, do you think those are real? If a guy who's so infamous and hated,
oh
right,
my god, you're so
really
fucking jealous.
People watch to make fun of it.
You're such a little bitch. Well, there can't be that many people watching him. Well, yeah, just like you, a lot of those subs are probably fucking detractors, dumbass.
Why would you have over 3,000 active subs on Twitch? It's just bizarre, right? It is. It's very weird.
It's bizarre. And why would you have
some people
200,000 people subbing to you on YouTube?
You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Like, maybe a lot of these are fake subs.
What a little bitch.
Ways around it. I don't know if you could do the Argentinian bullshit over there on Twitch like you could do on YouTube. I would hope not, but maybe that's what it is. Or perhaps it's like some people have these weird conspiracy theories that are fucking way out there. They're like, so he pays
that you're perpetrating right now
to come in, and he bots the subs, so he looks more popular than he is, and he's paying for his own subs. I'm sorry, I just don't believe that.
I'm gonna take a break for a second because I wanted to show you something. So 1 second. Hold on. I have too many fucking. Hold on, sorry. I have too many tabs open. I can tell you that right now. All right, back. All right, so I wanted to show you something really quick that I saw on Twitter that was really funny. So, does anyone here know who Meat Canyon is? Meat Canyon is a really funny animator who like makes short cartoons about like a lot of infamous fucking people on YouTube and stuff. And apparently, he is going to be doing something about DSP. Meat Canyon will be working on a DSPGaming cartoon short. And apparently this is the leaked image, which is fucking hilarious, by the way. He's like, I don't look like that. What the fuck? That's not how I look. But it's really fucking funny. And like, if you haven't heard of him, Meat Canyon, you should definitely check out some of his cartoons on YouTube because it's really funny. And like a year ago, I actually drew a picture of what I would think DSP kind of looks like in Meat Canyon's like gross kind of style, but I'm not the best cartoonist, so like, but here's the image I drew of DSP, and I'm not the best, obviously, but yeah, it was just funny because like I can't wait to actually see it. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. Anyway, I digress.
That's the most ludicrous thing I've ever fucking heard. You really think someone would pay for their own subs to look more popular than they are?
You do that a lot. You tip yourself a lot.
So elaborate and it's too dumb.
I mean, he's not actually paying. He's just creating fake tips. But he does that to make him look better. So 100%, I wouldn't put it past you, Phil.
Apostate Cantus says his chat moves way too slow. When he does a poll, he only gets like 40 votes. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do a poll right now.
Oh my gosh.
Ready?
This is just jealousy.
LTG has bot accounts on Twitch.
I think you might have bot accounts.
No. Okay? You guys vote in the chat. Do you think that LTG has this whole bot thing going on Twitch? Let's see what you guys think. All right? And by the way,
AKA, let's see how many of you are bot accounts.
I would appreciate that very, very much. And if you could contribute, I would also appreciate that. Right now, we only have about $8 of super chats. No numbers
more
whatsoever.
begging going on. Gotta love it.
Come on, fill the king's coffers. Let's keep the best. I mean,
more fucking begging. Jesus.
He talks about me. Like, people proposed to me. They said, why don't you play LTG in it? And I was like, I think that would be neat. Because, for example, I know that I'm super good in Super Turbo and I would beat him. But
and how many years ago was that, Phil? People who asked for that have moved on since then. No one cares.
Better than me at Third Strike or Alpha? I don't even know. So why don't we do a fun event? Since everyone always talks about us in the same circles and everything.
No one does.
Where
no one even remembers your ass, Phil. From the FGC, no one remembers your ass.
Basically, it's him versus me, and we'll go at each game and we'll see who wins what or whatever. Right?
He would kick your ass. I'm sorry. LTG would kick your ass in Street Fighter.
And basically, he said publicly, I don't want to do it because I don't think that there's anything to benefit from it. Like, if there was a guarantee that this guy was going to make bank or something, then he would do it. But he's like, there's no guarantees for me that I'm going to get any positivity out of this, so I don't want to do it. I can appreciate that honest response. Here's why. There's a lot of things.
No, you can't. You're not appreciating anything.
Because I don't see the point, right? For example, this documentary with Mike Colomb. At first, I thought maybe yes, and after.
Okay, Phil. Okay, I'll give you this. How about this? You appear on LTG's stream, and you can fight him on LTG's stream in a Street Fighter match or whatever. And you're not allowed to stream on your stream. Well, you're not allowed to simul stream on your stream while you're on his stream. And he gets to keep all the money. Would you still do it? Of course you wouldn't fucking do it, because you want to get paid too, right? That's how he feels. Why the hell would he show up on your stupid busted-ass podcast and he get nothing out of the tips and interaction that you would get by having him on there? Oh, well, his fans would give him money. Why? Why would his fans care about him showing up on your stupid-ass stream as a collab or whatever? Why would his fans give two shits about that? Why would they pay him extra money for that, Phil? Huh? So unless you're going to go on his stream to do this match or whatever, or even to do the interview or whatever the fuck you're talking about, shut the fuck up. How about that, Phil?
I was like, nah, I don't think so. I don't see the point, right? Maybe eventually that would change, but right now I have no interest in it whatsoever.
So okay, leave him alone.
So, I get it. I get that answer. And at that point, it was kind of
leave him alone.
And a few years had gone by or whatever. And then Street Fighter 6 was coming out. Now, I want you to think about this, okay? Street Fighter 6 is coming out. Huge popularity, reinvigoration into the fighting game community. Everyone's playing Street Fighter all of a sudden. The game is
It's so obvious that DSP is literally wanting to use... He's literally wanting to use LTG and LTG's supposed fan base to try to win over some of LTG's fans to his side so he can make more money. He is literally trying to use LTG in every fucking way to clout chase, and it's really fucking pathetic.
Reviewed very well. Everyone's talking about Street Fighter. I said, now is the time. Now is the time. If we were going to do something, this would be the best possible time. Everyone is talking about Street Fighter 6. Let's do a hype set.
Everyone's talking about Street Fighter 6. And no one is talking about you two losers. You do get that, right? Like, no one gives two shits about you. You're not going to break fucking Evo by playing LTG. You're not.
First to 10, right?
You're delusional.
And you stream your perspective, I stream mine. I guarantee you that this event would be popular. People would like it. And I said, let's even do it Evo week. Let's do it while Evo is broadcasting its qualifying rounds. And let's get our...
Again, like, I don't think LTG's fans would really care about him fighting some has-been loser on Street Fighter 6. Why would his fans give him that much money? Your fans might, because they're fucking brainwashed and you're basically hypnotizing them into thinking they want this when they really don't actually care. But since you're using Pignosis on them, they might actually care about it. But LTG's fans wouldn't.
Streams to beat Evos.
It's not that.
I bet we get
you two are not that big of a names. You wouldn't have beaten Evo. No one knows who you guys are. Neither of you guys are in the FGC anymore, Phil. So why would anyone care? You're not Maximilian, dude. You're not... I don't even know who's actually else is in the FGC right now, so, like, I can't really say. This is against TOS, 100%. He is literally trying to bully another YouTuber into collabing with him, and it's really fucking pathetic. This is against TOS, though. I'm 100% sure about that.
Viewers to watch us go at it, and it would be Evo's attendance stream because no one cares about.
And I don't know why LTG just doesn't ban his ass, but I guess you can't ban someone from talking about your ass. If I was LTG, I would just ignore him. I would not reply anymore. I'd be like, you know what? Fuck you. I said no. I mean no. We're done. You're never going to get me to do this. Fuck off. Which is what he should say. He needs to say it extremely clearly and not being more subtle about it by saying, give me this ungodly amount of money that there's no way in hell you're ever going to pay me for. So, aka fuck off. Like, he needs to actually say, no, Phil, I will never fucking play you. Fuck off. Because DSP is so fucking stupid, he won't take, like, he has to hear that actual words in order to understand that he doesn't want to play him. You know what I mean? And exactly, he is living in the past, 100%.
We'll beat out Evo, right? How fun
He's
would that
thinking he's still in the fucking FGC. You're not in the FGC. No one at Evo would care. They care more about Evo than they would about YouTube old geezers
He
fighting.
basically comes back at me with the most, like, stupid, half-assed stuff. He says shit about my appearance. He's like, oh,
Yeah, and he fucked up your brain so much that now you're wearing old grandpa shirts from fucking Goodwill. Phil, you changed your whole fucking wardrobe for this man. This guy has no personality whatsoever. He is like, what was that? Like, that one, I don't remember that one movie, but it's like, he's like literally not a real person. He's like, he mirrors other people's personalities and absorbs parts of other people's personalities into his own because he has no real identity of his own. So like, if like when, like, you could see that when Leanna was there, he started copying her mannerisms, her way of speaking. And now, like, when Kat was there, he copied some of the shit from her. The way he laughs changed a little bit. So now we got the ack thing. And, like, now with the Kino Casino guys, now he's using different vocabulary, like A-logs and shit. He never used A-logs before. He never said, well, this is how you play the streaming game before. But now he is, because he doesn't have a real personality of his own. He is literally just copying shit from other people around him. And the same goes with LTG, who literally fucking smoked your ass so hard and it got you so fucking butthurt that you changed your whole fucking wardrobe around for this man. And now you're gonna proceed to go and tell us that you wasted hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a background that still looks like fucking garbage. Just because you spent a lot of money doesn't mean that it's automatically gonna look good, Phil. It looks like trash.
oh, you got to come back to me. You have to work on your sexy. You have to look different.
And you change yourself because of that.
You know, change your. First of all, he insults my setup when arguably my setup's better than his. He insulted my setup, saying that my everything looked bad and stuff. It's like, dude, you never.
Well, your setup drastically changed. Not really for the better, but it did change. So, I mean, I'm still going with LTG's background looking better than yours. Sorry, not sorry, Phil. He is still stuck on it. There's something to be said about simplicity. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need, first of all, like, DSP, like, no streamer really needs a face cam while actively playing a game. For the podcast or the pre-stream, whatever, fine, whatever. But, like, while streaming, do you really need a fucking face cam unless it's, like, maybe a horror game? Not really. Second of all, like, most people when they're streaming, like, their backgrounds are very simple. You don't need a lot of clutter. But DSP literally just has a bunch of fucking toys and shit in the background. And it looks like trash. But he thinks because he spent a lot of money on it, it looks better. But from last year, in 2023, when this first communication between the two of them happened, his background did change quite a bit. His tiles were cheaper and crappier. I don't even think he had the lighting going on at the time either. And I'm not saying his background looks better now than it did. I'm just saying it was different. Because it's still cluttered as fuck. It still looks like trash. But I kind of wonder what it actually looked like. Hold on. Hold on, let me actually go back. Let me check. Because I don't really remember what it looked like now. I don't want the oldest. I don't want to go too far back. But we got to go at least... Well, that's going to take forever because how many videos he has, though. No, that ain't gonna work. Ah, fuck. Let's check playlist. Maybe I can grab an older one. 80s 2. Look at all these fucking end of the year 2023. So when was it? Early starter to the... There we go. His Super Bowl bash, guys.
All right, guys. Well,
so this was... Yeah, so this is what it looked like before, right? You still have the... He has the older tiles, but he still has all these fucking toys cluttering the background. He had the shittier lights going on in the background. It still looks way fucking crowded as fuck. It's super fucking cluttered. And like he still has a bunch of fucking toys in the background that is unnecessary. And of course he has a fucking jersey down here because he was the Super Bowl or whatever, but this was like a year ago. Like February, like January or February in 2023, right? This was before he made all the changes to his background. So we got this. Let me close these. Which one looks better? They both look like trash in my opinion. I'm sorry. You got that and then you got this. Not counting this down here because that's different. But like if we just crop this out. He didn't even have the and these borders and shit is new too, I think. No, wait, this wasn't part of the... This wasn't the podcast, quote-unquote podcast. What does the podcast look like? When did he start that podcast? He was doing the like, it was technically called a podcast back at this time, wasn't he? He does look like a kid's YouTube channel. It's like, I review toys. It's like that, what was that, Ryan kid? But like, so he was an actual kid, though. Like that Ryan straight YouTube streamer, but he was an actual kid, so it made sense for him to review toys. This is a 42-year-old creepy ass old man who is fucking like still has toys and shit in the background. It's a little creepy. Like, but like he doesn't have the borders. He doesn't have that shitty ass logo on the top. There's something about simplicity when it comes to background. I really like King Sly's background. It looks really good. Actually, let's just go over to his right now and I can show you. He's still streaming.
Understanding that he's offering you this money so you don't.
Well, look, like his background is really nice. He has two different color lights that are shining up at the different foam and it actually looks cool. But there's not a ton of different shit back here to distract you from. You got the on-air sign, okay, and you got the different lights that make this actually look nice. It makes it pop, you know? But again, he doesn't have a whole lot of shit in the background here. That looks good. Hell, even Rich's fucking... Even like Review Tech's background doesn't look too bad. DSP has arguably one of the worst backgrounds. We're ignoring him. I mean, it is... Okay, his background's kind of lame too, to be honest. It's literally just the back of a wall and some color light there and a all that. So it wasn't that good. But I remember his background actually looking decent back in the day. Let me check some of his older shit. God, his stuff is garbage though. Oh, it's even worse now. But like, okay, you take these screens away, this black foam with the light coming off of it, it does look nice. So like if you were to like get rid of the fucking cock and horse and the fucking two desktops back here, and you literally just have a blank wall with these three foam things here with the light coming off the back of it, colored like that, that actually does look kind of nice. You could make this setup work. Again, if you got rid of the fucking stupid shit here, like either have the desktops back here have like just a blank screen or a screensaver of some sort going, something not stupid, like he does have stupid shit. Or just get rid of the screens altogether. But these like colored rectangles that have light coming, I'm pretty sure it's different soundproofing foam, obviously. But like this stuff doesn't look bad. You can make this look good and get rid of that, obviously. But like I like that super simplistic lighted background like that. I do like that. You can make it work. Well, Review Tech probably couldn't, but you know. I digress. Both of Phil's backgrounds, past and present, look like total fucking shit though. That's true, but I kind of want to watch Phil try to build a Lego set because, like, what is it, like ages like 4 and up? But we all know damn well Phil was not smart enough to build a Lego set, and he would get too frustrated to even try to build that. He would start and then he would quit halfway through. He would be one of the first people to wage quit a Lego set. Yeah, I told you to buy the figure. Why didn't you listen to me? Yeah, a flag, like a flag in the background would work fine. Doesn't matter what kind of flag it is. It's simplistic enough that it would work just fine. Trans flag, American flag, Argentina flag, doesn't matter. Any flag would work. You know? But you gotta be careful about having too much shit in the background because this screen here is great when you're doing full screen mode, but the second you're playing a game and you try to shrink this whole thing down to a small size to fit in the corner of a video game playthrough, you're not going to be able to see any of this shit. No, not a Nazi flag though. Definitely not that. But like, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little off topic here, but I actually went to college for like graphic design and visual graphics and shit. So I'm just saying, like, in terms of like a lot of graphic design stuff, simpler is better most of the time. Even when it comes to like logos and stuff, you don't want it to be too complicated. No one's going to understand what the hell it is. It's going to be too busy for the eyes, you know? So like, this is way too much shit. And like when you shrink this down when he's playing a game, it's going to look even worse. So, I mean, both LTG's and DSP's backgrounds look like shit. But if I had to pick one over the other, I would pick LTG's background over yours, Phil. Because yours is way too busy and it looks like garbage. What DSP should have done was take those LED light strings and like maybe wrap trace around the... He should have laid the LED light strings around the soundproofing foam, right? Trace it around the LED foam, the foam, the soundproofing foam like this. Make it look nice and neat and traced around. And then if you have anything left, you can put it on the floor down here. So you just trace it around, and then put the rest down here on the floor. Get rid of these two things here. You don't need it. You don't need any of this here. And just have the foam soundproofing lights with the the soundproofing foam with the lights around it. That's all you really need. And then maybe if you have to have something in the background, like have something in front of this door, but not all this stuff. Which is literally just fucking, again, PS5 and Xbox One, Series X boxes holding this shit up. It's really pathetic.
You haven't looked at my shit in years, obviously.
Yeah, he would definitely be,
right?
like, DSP would definitely be one to have a Trump flag in the background.
He starts talking about my
And there's
appearance
nothing
and shit.
wrong
I'm not
with
supposed to
that.
be enough.
It would
It's like,
work.
what are you talking about? We're talking about Street Fighter. We're not
But
talking
he
about
loves to
fucking
pretend that he's like,
action
oh, I
show,
don't like
walking down
either
the
one. I'm
catwalk
like,
with
okay,
Milan.
Phil.
You know what I mean? I'm
Sure,
not a supermodel.
you're a
We're talking about
centrist.
Street Fighter.
Okay.
You're nuts. Like, the things he's saying are just fucking, like, unhinged nonsense. Like, no fucking rational human would be saying this shit. But I think it's just part of his shtick at this point, okay? And also he's talking about the gym and my beard and shit. It's like, the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like, why are you hanging on my physical appearance? Like, I'm not looking to go on a date with you. I'm not going to buy you chocolates and give you roses and wine and dine you with a fucking filet mignon. I just want to beat your ass.
Well, I mean... No, he's just he's fucking insulting you, dumbass. Don't you get that? He obviously doesn't like you, so he's gonna start fucking insulting you. That's it. There's no deeper meaning than that, dumbass.
Street Fighter. And then it would be fun because everyone would...
And I'm sorry, but Phil would lose in a Street Fighter match. If it's a match, like, if it's like only 1 or 2 sets, DSP might have a chance. But if it's like a 1st to 10 and whoever wins the most out of 10 rounds, DSP would lose. He can't keep up the momentum of winning that long. And you see how bad he is on Marvel vs. Capcom and shit? He is awful. He is not going to win.
Have a good time, and we'd all make bank, right? So after me responding to his absolutely ludicrous original response, he goes on Twitter and he DMs me and he goes,
oh, this ludicrous response, aka after responding and changing my wardrobe, just like you said, Daddy. Yeah, that.
You're clout chasing. Like, I want you to think about
You
this.
are.
LTG thinks that I, Darksydephil,
You are.
gain clout
Yes.
by playing him.
Maybe clout's the wrong word. But you are totally trying to use LTG. And I keep getting these synonyms mixed up because I keep wanting to say GTG, who's a totally different fucking person than LTG. But you are totally trying to use LTG to get more support and more fucking donations from your fans because you think your fans want this shit. When really your fans obviously don't want this stuff, but you're trying to use him to try to, like, again, it's clout. Now, it's clout for your fans, but it's not really clout for that, like, fighting game community. No, because LTG's name isn't all that worth much in that fighting game community. But in terms of your fans and using it to stir up more drama so you can try to stir up more donations and get one over on him and stuff, it technically is you clout chasing, Phil.
He thinks that.
You're trying to use him to get more money, more support, and be like, see, I held on to this grudge from so many years ago, and I fucking outlived another one. All this bullshit that he loves to shout all the time. Yeah, I saw he was getting really pissed off at Astrobot.
Okay, bro. Whatever
at the
you
challenge
really
modes.
I'm gonna get
It was
clout.
really bad.
No, what it's gonna be a
Looks like a fun game, though.
Everyone wants to see. It's what everyone wants to see. It's gonna be fun as hell. Everyone will be talking about
I
it.
would get Astrobot, but I don't think it's worth $60, yo. So I'm probably gonna wait till it gets cheaper or drops in price a bit, and then I'll probably get it.
On it. It's gonna be a good time for both sides. It doesn't even matter who wins or loses. People will like it, right? But he says that I'm the clout chaser. Like,
you
dude,
are. At this point, you
absolutely.
definitely are.
And I'm just so confused, right? I don't understand what the fuck he's talking
So
about.
why then are you bothering him so much? You're the delusional one here, Phil.
So basically, he said that, and he says the only way that I'll play you is $5,000 up front, and then he blocked me on Twitter. Okay, and that was over a year ago. That was like summertime a year ago, during the early days of Street Fighter 6 and Evo going on in there. Okay, so basically for like a year, I've stayed away from the guy because I'm like, I don't really care. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, so what started this whole fucking thing again then, Phil, huh? Oh, maybe waning support and you getting into drama and you trying to fucking, what's the right word for that? Trying to, not impress, can't think of the right word. Trying to use the drama from this supposed beef you two have to try to gain more money and support from your fans? That Phil?
Like, the guy's, first of all, I hate to say it, the guy, really, any popularity he had, it's gone. He tried to go on this, like, tour.
Projection!
He went on Destiny's podcast and had an interview with Destiny, and he thinks it did something for him. It did not. It didn't do anything. It was hilarious.
What about you going on Kino Casino? If you think... if you think LGG going on Destiny's stream didn't do anything from you, and Destiny is a way bigger fucking streamer than fucking Kino Casino, who, I don't know about you, but I would not want to get in bed with Kino Casino considering the heinous shit that they have done. But you think joining two shit-talking losers on YouTube is somehow, like, bolstering your fucking fans and viewership to a great extent, and now you're someone, and your whole public perception has totally changed, and now everyone on the internet looks at you in a better light because you went on an interview with a fucking crackhead and some fat bastard who showed his asshole on the internet. And apparently that is supposed to be different somehow than Destiny. I'm like, I don't know. I think that going on Destiny's show was a bigger thing than you going on Kino Casino. I'm just saying.
Because he thinks it's some big deal that he went on Destiny's podcast. You're aware that Destiny asked me on his podcast multiple times. And I always tell him, no, there's no fucking point. I want nothing to do with that guy.
Well, we don't really have any proof that this actually happened, and I kind of doubt it, Phil, so.
For me, he's, you know what I mean?
Next to
the funny
doubt.
part is, he really believes that, like, he deserves $5,000 or something.
Not really. He actually doesn't. He just threw that number out there so you could leave him the fuck alone. He was trying to be nice to you by, instead of saying, dude, fuck off and leave me the fuck alone, instead of saying that, he's like, all right, I'll tell you what. You give me some money, this crazy amount of money that you're never going to pay me, ever, and then maybe I'll play you. That's what he was doing. He was trying to be nice and pull his punches a little bit, probably. And you're taking it super literal.
He really does. Like, he genuinely believes $5,000 should be given to him for an appearance. What LTG doesn't realize is that nobody cares about him. So no one would pay him $5,000 to do anything.
No one would pay $5,000 for you to do anything, Phil.
All right? LTG, I was offered $50,000 to be on a podcast for Keemstar, okay? Because I have value.
That's so cute. Isn't that cute? That's really adorable, isn't it? Phil, Keemstar was offering to pay you $50,000 to join the lolcow podcast to buy your haters, Phil. He wasn't buying you. He was buying all the detractors to come and watch his shit. Because he knew if I have DSP on this podcast, the whole detractor community would then come over and watch his garbage fucking podcast because you were in it. He wasn't paying you because you were a good streamer or a good Let's Player or you had such groundbreaking commentary. Oh, DSP's such a smart person, I gotta have him on my podcast because he is such a good and has such good experience in podcasting. Are you fucking delusional? He was willing to pay you $50,000 just like Wings, just like Boogie, to pay for y'all detractors to come and watch his shit, Phil. And he's shit talk on Boogie and Wings before, but according to yourself, they are worth just as much as you are. So they are just as good as you are at podcasting, at streaming, at doing your job according to your own delusional fucking takes. You do understand that, right? So by you saying this, you're literally saying Boogie and Wings of Redemption are just as good as you. Are you willing to say that, Phil? All right. I mean, if you're saying that, but at the end of the day, Keemstar was willing to give you that offer to buy your detractors and haters, not to buy you. And ever since the side scrollers interview, that was off the table. So that's null and void, Phil. That's no longer the case. So you're back to level 1, and no one in hell is ever going to offer you that kind of money ever again. Ever again, Phil. No one's going to offer you that kind of money. That was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you blew it. But you're over here thinking you're actually worth $50,000. That's pathetic.
In my appearances and what I have to add, you know what I mean? People are interested in what darksydephil is up to.
They really are not.
Anything to be on a show because no one cares.
And you don't know that. Again, you don't know that.
$5,000 for anything. You're out of your mind. Now, the funny part is, you could make $5,000 if you agreed to do something with someone. Not Destiny, because no one gives a fuck about Destiny interviewing you. They want drama. They want hype. They want something exciting.
Yeah, they want something exciting. And when I think exciting, I think DSP fucking gaming. No. And besides, you said it yourself, you're not a drama streamer, Phil. I thought you said multiple times that's blood money and all the shit that Keem has done. Keem, you're a man who... Huh? Like, what happened about that, Phil? I thought you weren't a drama YouTuber. Now you are, apparently. And now they want drama. Because I guess Destiny's just incapable of doing drama, I guess? But Destiny has a lot more fucking fans than you ever did. So, what is it, Phil?
DSP and LTG having some kind of a collab.
That's not drama.
Put butts in seats.
It wouldn't.
People talking. It would get people stirred up in the drama sphere.
It really would not. And it's not drama related anyway. You two don't really hate each other. There's not, like, if we go back in time to when this first started and a year ago, when DSP first begged LTG to do this whole thing, there was no beef between them. This is not some decades-long beef that LTG had with DSP. It really isn't. This isn't some, like, multiple year-long beef that's been outstanding and, oh, everyone in the FGC remembers that massive beef that DSP had with LTG. Oh my god, it's finally going down. The battle of the century. Two big enemies coming together. No, no one cared. No, you didn't have... Sorry. You didn't have this massive beef with the guy. He didn't care about you. He still doesn't care about you. So why do you think all of a sudden it's going to be some massive drama events when there's no beef between the two of you whatsoever? All intents and purposes, there's no beef between the two of you. He doesn't care about you. So it would not put butts in the seats. People wouldn't care about the drama, quote unquote. And I think going on Destiny's stream or interview, whatever, is probably a lot of a bigger deal than fucking fighting against DSPGaming, the, like, fucking shit stain on the YouTube website. I don't think that's going to be that big of a fucking deal, Phil.
They're excited for that because people have called you the Black DSP for so many years. That would
I think one person called him that.
The face-off finally of DSP versus LTG. Let's get it going. And by the way,
see,
as funny
it's
as
not that big a thing.
This would be anything. It could be us playing Street Fighter. It could be us literally sitting here and having an interview on the Level 1 podcast and finally interacting, one-on-one. That's what people want.
No one wants this. Like, no one's clamoring for this.
This guy seems so averse to anything that would benefit him. Instead, he just wants to sit there on his little stream and he wants to talk.
No, he's smart enough to see through your bullshit and see that this wouldn't benefit him at all.
Talk to himself.
At all.
His little, isolated bubble and sit there with his 3,000 subs, which probably aren't real. And this is his life. He's okay with that. I mean, I just don't get that. All right? I don't.
Almost sounds like someone else I know. Like, how you were stuck in your little hug box for over multiple years. Multiple years. Like, before the side-scrollers interview, he wouldn't interview anyone. You remember that, right? Like, that wasn't that long ago. Before 2023, how many years has Phil gone without doing an interview? Since the fucking, the quartering interview. So you take the time between the quartering interview and the side-scrolling interview, that's at least a 5-year gap in time. Well, Phil hid in his little fucking hug box, refusing to do anything with anyone. No collabs, no interviews, no matches against other people, nothing. He was hiding in his own fucking hug box. And now that he thinks he's out of that hug box, which he still isn't, because he still built a hug box community around him, but now it's like he built a bubble of small support of his fans around him. But now, instead of that bubble standing still, that bubble's moving. So now he can actually have interviews with this person, that person. He's actually willing to kind of do stuff now. When before that bubble just kind of stood still and didn't do anything. That makes sense, right? But you're one to fucking talk. You were doing the same thing LTG did for a decade, for at least 5 years, probably closer to 10. I don't remember exactly when the quartering interview was, but a long ass fucking time, Phil.
But anyway, a week or two ago, as I started to reach out, all right, to the internet and say, who is it that you guys would like to see me do interactions with? A lot of people said LTG. Now, the thing is, I have no way to actually...
A lot of people, aka probably 1 or 2 fucking people.
Actually, at all, reach out to this man because he blocked me. You know what I'm saying? He blocked me on fucking Twitter, so I can't interact with
leave
him at
him
all.
the fuck alone, then. He obviously doesn't want anything to do with you.
Okay. So...
Okay.
I tweeted this. I'll read it word for word for you. All right? If low-tier God would climb out of his castle, and I mean that too, because I think he feels like he's the king of his own castle. He's the lord of his own domain.
You have said that about yourself multiple times. Who are you the king of, DSP, right now? You claim you're the king, or no, the king's coffin. The king of what, Phil? You're not the king of YouTube. You're not the king of the internet. You're the king of your own tiny little fucking castle. You are literally projecting so fucking hard. And the irony and hypocrisy in a single tweet should be enough for the cognitive dissonance in your brain to, like, cause your brain to burst, Phil. It's so fucking bad and ironic that I don't know how you can still survive to this day. I really don't.
But he actually won't reach out to anyone else. He just wants to be himself. And I understand that to some extent. But
You should understand that to some extent, because that's you, bitch. That's exactly what you were doing for over 5 years. Again, you did this for multiple years. So you better understand that.
Branch out. Look what I've done in
Jesus
the last month and a
Christ.
half and how it's benefited me and everything, right? It really has been a giant benefit for everyone. So if low-tier God would climb out
I
of his
just want to, just imagine someone doing this to DSP. Oh, wait, we don't have to imagine it. After the Side Schools interview, Stutter and Craig was kind of trying to do this to him. Because DSP felt so fucking butthurt about about the Side Schools interview after the fact, because they dared to read out the fucking tips and super chats that they received during the fucking interview that they didn't have time to actually go over, so they went over it the next day. But because they had the audacity of doing that, oh my god, they made money on DSP, and he can't have that. He gets so fucking pissed off if anyone makes money off of his name. Which is another thing, oh god, so would you be pissed off at LTG if LTG accepted your demands and actually played you in Street Fighter and actually made $5,000 from his fans? Would you then be pissed off at LTG for making money off your name, Phil? Because you did the same thing with side scrollers. But when Stutter and Craig was trying to be nice and make it up to him, which he didn't have any obligation to do that, by saying, hey, I can play you in Street Fighter 6, it's just like a LARP, it's just like a joke, and it'll be fun. And you're like, oh, it's just this man's the stupidest person online, or some stupid bullshit that you said. That's kind of what you're doing to him, but even worse, you know what I mean? Whatever. I'm just saying, can you imagine if someone was pestering Phil to this fucking extent? And can you imagine DSP's fucking reaction to that? I want you to think about that because he would be freaking the fuck out and super upset. But it's okay when he does it because he feels fucking entitled to this clout chasing that he is trying to fucking do. You are a clout chaser, Phil. You are. And that's what you've been doing this entire year.
Castle and be on the level 1.
That's
podcast.
why you wanted to be on side scrolls in the first place, was to clout chase them.
And have a respectful and normal conversation with me.
This
It would
is
break the
so
internet.
fucking
Just like he
insane.
played me in Street Fighter 6 last year during EVO weekend as I'd proposed. But he declined, called me a clout chaser, and he blocked me.
Because you
Any
are.
way to make this man see reason. I just want to make the match of the millennium happen. What's wrong with that? He would make fun.
What's wrong with that? Because he told you no. This man is sounding like a fucking rapist. I'm sorry, a grapist with a G. I said grapist. He's sounding like a grapist in that because he won't take no for an answer. This is fucking sick and deluded thinking, Phil. Match of the millennium, my ass. No one gives two shits about this match, Phil. But if he said no, accept that answer as no and move the fuck on. I don't know why this is pissing me off so much. I'm not upset for LTG's sake because I don't give a two shits about LTG. I'm just upset at the fucking zero self-awareness, massive projection, and huge amount of entitlement that is coming from DSP. It is so aggravating. And this is like one of the most egregious parts of his personality on full display for all of us. It's just, it's shocking to me.
5K easy from his viewers, and that's what he asked me to pay for his time. Yes, for real. All right? So, officially, LTG, you are never going to receive $5,000 from anyone. No one cares about you enough.
Okay, fine. Shut the fuck up and leave him alone then. Easy.
But if you were to appear on the show, if you were to play me in Street Fighter, you would make $5,000 from your audience.
You don't know that.
Giving you 3,000, 4,000 subs on Twitch.
You don't know that. Why does his fans give two shits about him fighting you, Phil?
They're going to give you what you want, but you actually have to put the work in. It's not you get it up front, and then you maybe decide to put the content out. No, you have to be making the content, then you get rewarded for it. That's how this works. There's
right, yeah. Okay, says the guy. I'm sorry, what? Says the fucking guy who is constantly going, well, can you guys just hit the tip skull before I actually start playing the game? It'd be great if we hit the tip skull before the podcast ends, so I don't have to worry about begging all the time for the tip skull while I'm playing a game, guys. He does it all the time. So what is that, Phil? Maybe it's you wanting to be paid up front first before doing any kind of quote-unquote work from playing the actual game, Phil. You want to hit all your tip skulls during the podcast before you even actually start quote-unquote working. So how is that any different? Again, this is clear fucking delusion and projection.
no get paid up front.
And the audacity that he has to call LTG out on this when he does the same things even worse than LTG has done. Like, everything he is saying to LTG, he himself has done far, far worse than LTG ever has.
Content. That doesn't happen. You understand? I know I've been in this, I've definitely been in this business for a while. I know how it works. If you make the content, people like the content, then you receive compensation for said content.
Like, except for the fact that you beg all the time to hit your tip skulls before making the content.
Not you get paid first and then you do the work. That's not.
But that's what you want to happen. You constantly.
You're not a contracted worker on a contract here to build a house or whatever. You're making, drama shit on the internet. You understand?
Yes, you are doing that, Phil. I agree.
So anyway, that's the last thing I really said about LTG. Someone said to me, he responded, Phil, but I was looking for days. I couldn't fucking find this video. Finally, someone sent it to me. All right, here it is. And this video is old. It's like a week old, I guess. So I must have missed it when he did it, because this was from September 5th, but apparently this was like...
Well, yeah, you probably missed it because you don't watch him. You're not subscribed, so of course you probably missed him.
Before, on his stream. All right, so here it is. He's going to respond to that tweet. I promise you, I have not... I got to move my camera because I'm blocking it. I have not watched this at all. I have absolutely no clue what this man is about to say. I really don't. So let's watch it together live. All right? And I got some shout-outs to do. Let's watch it together live. Here we go.
New fighting games coming? What are you talking about?
I'm not a part of the FGC. I wouldn't know. I know the same shit you do. Fatal Fury? I don't fucking know.
Here we go.
And like, this is so cringe. This is so cringe. Look at how happy this motherfucker is to have any kind of recognition. It's like, oh my god, LTG's finally reading my little tweet that I sent to him. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Oh, I can't wait to see what he has to say about my little tweet that I did. Oh my god, I'm finally getting recognition. That's what it looks like, Phil. Why are you so fucking cringe? It's like, oh my god, he's finally replying. Oh, I can't wait to hear what he has to say. Oh my god. Like, maybe you really do have a fucking crush on him or something. You did change your entire wardrobe around for this man a year ago, Phil. So maybe you do have, like, some kind of fucking crush on him or something. Because this is cringe.
See, I'm taking a look at his setup, and I see in his background he has the hexagon felt panels. So he has the dollar store version of my setup. That's what that is. That's the really cheap.
Oh, well, if he has a dollar store version of your thing, I still think this looks better, Phil. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. This looks a lot better than that does. Maybe it's a coloring, I'm not sure, but like, I mean, you did put that on really shittily, so it doesn't matter. Again, DSP is such a fucking consumer because he really does think that the more money you spend on something, the higher the quality it is, when that is never the case. Just because you pay a lot of money for something does not make it a good product, does not make it a quality product. I'm sorry, this, to me, genuinely does look better than this. That's not me being a Phil hater or giving a free win to LGG, because I don't like LGG, so I don't care. I'm just going by matter of fact, that looks better.
Cheap one that you can get. Like, you could buy a ton of those for like 20, 30 bucks. And it's just like little sticky tape you put on the wall.
As long as it works, that's all that matters. You don't have to waste a shitload of money on something if they both work the same way. Phil, if it does the job, that's all that matters. You don't have to waste hundreds of dollars on something, as long as it does the fucking job.
So it's basically like the far, far inferior version of what I have behind me.
And that somehow makes me the better streamer, right, Phil? That somehow makes some kind of fucking difference somewhere, huh?
But he's going
that
to
just shows that you're a fucking consumer and an idiot.
To me, that my setup is bad, and my setup's terrible.
It
and
is.
This is really, really good, right?
It is.
Right. Okay, whatever you say, bro.
It
By
is.
the way, let's take a look at
it's
the poll.
worse. Sorry, it is.
59% of people feel that he's got 100. See the 2
Respectful, normal conversation with me would break the internet. Just like if you played me in Street Fighter 6 last year during EVO weekend, as I proposed. But he
What? Why is his mouth? Wait a minute. Look at his mouth. It's not synced with the audio. Why is his mouth not synced with his audio?
Because this is like a restream of a restream of a restream, probably, Phil. This isn't his direct video, so it's probably gotten a little off track. What's the right word? Desynced. It's just desynced a little bit. Who gives a shit?
Take a look at his mouth moving and the audio. It's not. I don't remember blocking him. Dude, you did it in a big spectacle. The way you did it.
Says the same guy who's constantly like, oh, I didn't know that I blocked Muda. Yeah, you blocked Muda and didn't remember blocking Muda, so like, oh, you did the same shit.
It's because it's a video on demand. Because someone ripped this from his shot for that. If that's not the case, it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah,
but,
you were about to shit on him for his not even his video being desynced. Are you fucking serious?
Man, see reason. I just want to make the match of the millennium happen. What's wrong with that? He would make 5K easy from his viewers, and that's what he asked me to pay for his time. I wouldn't give me 5 bands then, nigga. Run my 5 bands up front.
No one will ever pay you 5 bands for anything because you're not worth that. You understand? They'll pay me $50,000 to be on a podcast. They won't pay.
Again, no. They were paying you $50,000 for your detractors, and that will never, ever happen again. That was a once-in-a-lifetime thing, Phil. and I'm willing to stake my reputation, whatever reputation I might have, which isn't much. I'm willing to stake anything on that. That no one is going to be willing to give you $50,000 for any appearance at all ever again, Phil. That will never ever happen. So you blew it. You had a chance to make an easy $50,000 and you fucked up. So shut the fuck up, because that will never happen again.
Pay you anything because you're not worth it. You have to earn it. You have to actually.
You didn't earn that. Are you fucking serious? You never earned that 50,000. Like, oh my god. Even if Phil took that $50,000 from Keemstar, you did nothing to earn that, other than being a total asshole, because technically that $50,000 was because of your detractor fan base. So by you being a total asshole for 15 plus years, I guess that's technically you earning that $50,000, but he wasn't paying you $50,000 because you just mass upload garbage content on YouTube daily for the past 15 years, wasting your entire fucking life.
In the content and the work first, and then you'll be rewarded. So if you show up on the show, if you play me in Street Fighter, you're gonna earn 5,000 easy from your viewers, but you have to do the work first.
And you don't know
you don't
that.
just get rewarded for nothing. You're not God's gift to humanity. No one's gonna be.
Oh, is that right, Phil? This is the same motherfucker who thinks that he deserves $150 a stream. He is begging so fucking much every goddamn day because he thinks that just because he is Darksydephil, he is owed and entitled to $150 for each fucking stream. You're not God's gift to YouTube either, Phil. You are not owed any money whatsoever. And you should be grateful for any amount of money you do get. But no, instead he goes and begs and gaslights his fucking audience into giving him money. Constantly. Sorry.
Opening their fucking wallets to toss money at you. You're delusional with the way you're acting.
Says the delusional motherfucker.
There's no what I'll make. Just give me the money.
So he wants 5.
At least he bought his own stuff, dude. You just claim strangers give you handouts for all your expensive stuff? Correct. Even though we all know he's buying it himself.
5,000. Think about it. On what universe do you exist, dude? You're sitting in an office with a $30 background, but you tell me that my shit looks bad, right?
When?
You're worse than me with a $30.
When did he say that?
What universe?
There's no what I'll make. Just give me the money.
So he wants 5,000 and he'll think about it. On what universe do you exist?
Wow, that one insult that LTG did, like what, like days ago, or was it a year ago? No, it was a year ago when LTG said that his background looks like shit. He didn't even say it like currently yet. I think we're getting to that point, but I don't think he said it yet. And DSP is still so fucking butthurt because his background does look like shit, Phil. It still fucking does to this day look like shit. And that's like the biggest offense you can fucking give Phil, apparently. It's like he'll take that to heart even a year after the fact. He's still butthurt about it. This is not so much about clout chasing. This is a grudge that Phil has with him. And the second that LTG would come on Phil's podcast, Phil would accuse him and berate him and basically try to win the conversation like he did with Stuttering Craig. Because he is trying to own his haters, right? So he wants everyone that he's ever held a grudge against to come on his dumbass little podcast so he can big up them and fucking shit on them and pull one over and pull a W out so that he could win over his detractors or people that he held a grudge against, right? That's entirely what this is. DSP is so fucking butthurt and petty he's such a petty little fucking bitch. And that because he holds a grudge against him, he wants to get LTG onto his fucking stream so he can shit talk him the entire fucking time to get a W out of this. Because it's just eating him up inside that someone insulted him so much. To the point where he had to change his outfit. His entire wardrobe is changed because of this man. And now the fact he's wasted hundreds of dollars to improve his setup, not for his fans, not for his actual fans that like have to look at his ugly ass every day, but because LTG shit on his background, Phil is spending wasting hundreds of dollars to make his background quote unquote look better to one up LTG and be like, see, my background actually looks good now. My background's better than your background. See, you were wrong, LTG. That's what he's doing. How fucking cringe is that? Let it fucking go, my man. Holy shit.
Dude, you're sitting in an office with a $30 background, but you tell me that my shit looks bad.
He told you that over a year ago. It's still fucking on your mind.
You're worse than me at Street Fighter. Like, what
that's not, well, we don't know about that. I think LTG could probably beat you.
are you talking about? No one's going to pay you 5 bans for anything. If you went to the bank and you tried to rob the bank, they wouldn't give you 5 bans. They'd probably give you like 1 ban. Because they'd be like, nah, that's LTG. He only gets the 1.
If you have a gun, they'll probably give you all the money, but...
Like, there's no way this is happening ever. You're out of your mind. You may and likely will make 5 bans if you do the content first. All right? But you have to do the content first.
Well, again, he's not going to do the content unless you pay him money, Phil. And since you're not willing to do that, leave him the fuck alone. Easy as that.
If it's not about revenue, I don't give 2 shits for the most part. If it comes to me using my character, my presence, I must be paid. I've done.
And you will when you do the work. Does he have an LED wall that's on his right-hand side that cannot be seen on camera? Is that LED panels that he bought and he put them on his wall, but you can't see them in his setup? Is that what that is? What's up, Game Boy? How you doing, man? If we're gonna use his character, he needs to be paid. You will be paid after the work. That's how life works. You get paid after the work.
No, it isn't. Not really. Because what you don't understand is that LTG fancies himself an actor, right? Oh, he's some kind of big celebrity. In his mind, LTG thinks he's some big celebrity, right? And in the celebrity world, you get paid for appearances. It's like, oh, that's my appearance fee to show up, right? So 5 bans is his appearance fee. And if you don't have the money, he's not going to show up to give you a boost on your own show. And that's entirely what DSP is trying to do. He wants LTG to show up on his show, loosely calling it a show, to boost his numbers, his ratings, his viewership, his drama, because drama sells. And DSP is finally realizing that drama sells more than his boring ass gameplay after 15 plus fucking years. So he's being a hypocrite and doing the same shit that Keemstar has done to try to get even more money. Right? That's it, Phil.
For the work you put in. Really. I tell you right now, do you guys not think that if that man came on my show and we sat here for an hour shooting the shit about everything, right? Everything. And I'm sure he'd talk some shit and I would talk some shit, right?
Then go on his show then, Phil. Why does it always have to be on your show? So you can get all the super chats? So you can get all the tips? While he gets shit? Why would his fans come over to your stream and tip you money if they like him? Does that make any sense? Now, unless they're both simul streaming at the same time, maybe then. But if he is just coming to your show and not streaming on his end, he gets shit. So why the hell would he do that?
But we could talk about all kinds of shit. Don't you think that people would like support that guy and give him some income and be like, hey, that was a really rare appearance for you. That was really good. Here's some income.
No, because no
instead of
one
going-
knows who you are. No one cares who you are. And exactly, he would do LTG exactly like he did Craig. He would shit talk them and try to big up them, one up them. Be like, see, I demand an apology from you because I have an apology fetish. So you better fucking apologize for all this shit. See, my background is better now, see, than it was a year ago. How dare you say my background is shit? And he would still call you background shit because it still is shit, but...
On Destiny show, which no one gives two fucks about him. Being on Destiny show. There's no corroboration there. There's no relation there. You're actually reaching out to someone who people have wanted to see you interact with.
No, there's no relation between you and LTG. The only relation is you both play the same fucking game. How is that a relation? He says people have this, people have that. It's literally one or two people that called LTG the Black DSP. That's it. There's only one person probably in your fucking audience that wants to see this match or whatever. That's also it.
So many years, right?
This is
That's
so
what you're gonna benefit
cringe.
from. Not from going to some random show that no one cares about that fucking crossover at all. You got to go to what people have been asking for, right? But he definitely would make bank. I don't know if he would make $5,000 or anything, but he definitely would make some bank because he was on here. He would fucking, his file, again, look at his sub count that's below his screen there, which I guess is legit. 3,626 out of 3,700. On subs alone, this man...
Now
is
you're
making
pocket watching.
$7,000, $8,000 a month. Minimum, because it could be more. I don't know what his sub level is, but if it's that $5 sub level on Twitch, right? Then he's making 8K a month just on subs alone. That's huge.
You're pocket watching. Why do you care what he makes?
That's to be applauded. That's to be respected, that you're making that much. Why don't you think...
I don't know if he's actually banned on YouTube or if he has like a backup account that he's using. I don't know. I know this actual video isn't on LTG's account. This was like a detractor of LTG that made this or something. Or the response. So he's watching a detractor's video of LTG. You know, that thing that he shits on his detractors for doing. He's doing the same fucking thing. Again, being a fucking hypocrite.
your fans would then support you even further? Right?
His fans don't care about you. He doesn't care about you. Not that many people fucking care about you, Phil. It's literally just your fans that care about this. So you would get the increase in viewership and tips and donations. He would get shit for it. And he knows that. That's why he's not willing to do it. Because he doesn't want to help you make more money. Do it your fucking self.
This doesn't make any sense at all. I'm lost. Let's continue because there's still more. I thought that would be it, but there's 3 more minutes. Let's see what he said.
Done too many things for free in life already. I'm to the point where if I'm doing it and it's something that's not my passion, I got to be paid for it. Simple.
Yeah, he seriously has an LED panels on his setup, but it's off camera. So why'd you buy it? It's for you to stare at it? Like he's got the $30 felt wall behind him, and he doesn't put the LED panels behind him. What is he doing? Just move them over.
So give me 5.
What? Maybe the panels isn't for the audience. Maybe he likes having the panels there. Who cares? Like you can have like lighted up signs that you think look cool. You don't have to have it in your fucking background for your YouTube channel or whatever he is streaming on. It could just be for your enjoyment. I have a fucking like lava lamp and a light up sign, but that's not directly. I mean, I don't use a webcam anyway. But even if I used a webcam, that doesn't mean I immediately have to put it in the background so it can be something shiny to show my audience. Look, guys, I have light up shit. Wow. Like, maybe he just likes looking at it. Maybe it's like a cool sign. Because you can barely see it here. Or maybe it's just nice being there. Like, he doesn't have to fucking have it directly behind him.
Bands. And I'll play you in a stupid Street Fighter game. My cat thinks he's so slick. I just ordered food and he started doing it.
Is the rest of it about fucking cats now? Is it really like another 3 minutes that has nothing to do with me? Is that really it?
You see how fucking the ego of this maniac. Yeah. He's such an egomaniac. Jesus Christ.
On this. You're just trying to steal a wing real quick or a fry.
All cats are like this. Jasper does this too. What Jasper does, he'll slink up.
Cats eat fries.
he'll slink up to food and act like nonchalantly like he's not doing nothing, and then all of a sudden he'll inch a little slower, a little closer to it, and then he'll try to go for it or sniff it or lick it when you're not looking. But he tries to act all sly and casual like he's not paying attention, right?
Like,
no one's going to be, oh my god, Phil now has really increased his internet stature because he did interactions with LTG at all. There's no clout to be gained, all right?
So then why are you harassing this man? If you are claiming that no one would care that much about this or that, why are you harassing him to such a massive fucking extent, Phil?
There's entertaining content to be made that people want to digest.
Like you've ever cared about making entertaining content in the past. Come on. Yo, I care about entertaining content all of a sudden. Here, let's have an entire stream where I put this fucking soundproofing foam on the background the whole time. Let's have an entertaining stream from my podcast where I take apart a fucking joystick. Because I can't be asked to do it off stream. I have to do fucking literally everything on stream, right? But all of a sudden I care about entertaining the audience. Well, I sit there and beg constantly all the time, and that's all I fucking say during my streams is begging for money while I play the game in silence. Like, don't even fucking lie and pretend that this is about entertainment. Jesus.
And see, people have always said you're the black DSP. They've wanted to see this crossover happen for ages. I've heard it year after year. People always ask me for it, and I'm like, I can't give
No, you haven't.
All right? This is how the internet works. I don't know, like, where he's been. I mean, he's been making content for how many years? He doesn't understand this is how the internet works. That you make content people want to see, they watch it. And then they actually fucking, like, pay you for it after you've made it, right?
I don't know. It seems like he's not having any issue with making content. He has plenty of people watching him and giving him plenty of money, it seems. So whatever he's doing must be good enough, Phil. Sorry. He doesn't seem to have any fucking issues making money off the content that he currently fucking does. And that's fucking super hypocritical. I have to word it right. It's super hypocritical of you to fucking, you of all fucking people, to be saying that is hella hypocritical. So shut the fuck up.
This is just dumb, right? What he's saying, there's no logic to what he's saying.
There's no logic. Why would anyone not want to collab with me, DSP, the internet king? Like, this is hella cringe. There's no self-awareness here whatsoever. Come on.
It's a weird world where everyone pays him and then he'll just do things. No, you don't get paid up front for anything. You earn it.
just pay me.
No one's going to ever pay you. Ever. No.
So shut the fuck up and leave him alone then. Why is this still a thing?
No one's going to offer you money up front for anything. There's no value there. They want you to make the content first and you'll be rewarded for it as it's happening. That's how content creation on the internet works.
You don't do that. You expect all the money up front. I'm just repeating myself at this point because he is repeating himself at this point. He has repeated the same 3 or 4 talking points over and over and over again. What do we have? You got to make the content first and then people will pay you after the fact. My content is better than yours. My content doesn't suck. No one's going to pay you $5,000, so you should just fight me for free in the game. That's it. He just cycles between those 3 things over and over and over again. Like, he is just repeating himself ad nauseum. It's insane. And he thinks this is somehow dunking on LTG somehow. That this is not making him look like the biggest fucking loser and whiny little bitch that he is online somehow. You sound so much like Keemstar right now. Yeah, well, Keemstar isn't this pathetic, but kind of. I mean, Keemstar is pathetic, but not this pathetic.
If you want to set with low tier guy, give me money.
Because he's so fucking acting so fucking entitled.
And the thing is, he even read it, and it doesn't even say I want a set. It says I want him on the show. I want him on the podcast.
No, you still want the fucking set. You've talked multiple times about having a fight with him, a set with him. So don't even give me that. You're still talking about having a set.
Why do you think I want to play him in Street Fighter?
You
I'm
would.
I'm gonna be real with everyone.
You would. You would have him on. It's like, let's settle this really quick and let's play a game right now. when it was supposed to just be an interview. He would do that. He would pull out Street Fighter 6 on his fucking podcast, which isn't a podcast, but you know.
I'm gonna beat his ass in Street Fighter if we play. Right?
No,
like,
you're not. You're not that good.
Like Street Fighter 4 and 5 because I didn't play those. But if we're playing
not
Street Fighter
that
6,
good.
if we're playing a classic Street Fighter game, I'm gonna beat his ass. The guy he's not that good. All right? And if he's
Yeah, constructive criticism is right. I'm an objective observer. It's very telling that simply telling Phil to stop begging for drama from a dude who doesn't like him is weird and that you're triggered by that.
he says, I don't care, I'm not
I
playing
mean,
FTC.
he's right.
Okay, then forget
He's
the Street Fighter
begging
idea.
for
It's
drama.
dumb.
He's
Just admit I'm gonna
begging
beat
for
you.
views.
That's why I'm not gonna do it. And instead, just come on the show instead. Right? Just come on the show.
You want me to be on some stupid podcast? Give me money. Not PR money either. Something that like 5K is even lowball. I need 10. I need 10 bands for this.
Now he wants 10. He's insane. This guy is so delusional. Right?
Says the delusional one.
10K? Dude, I got offered 5 times more than that to be a part of something. No one offers you anything, dude. You're not
Okay,
getting
then
anything.
pay him then. If you got offered 5 times that much, you must have some money still then, huh, Phil? I mean, we all know you didn't actually take it, which you should have, but you've made over 10K with this whole king streak bullshit, Phil. You could pay him that much. Go ahead.
What are you talking about?
If you really care this much about him being on your stupid ass show, pay him.
Because
Like,
really, what am I
yeah,
gonna do
read
with
the
5K?
room, DSP. He doesn't want to fucking
Like,
deal with you.
I'm from Cali. I live in SoCal. The fuck am I gonna do with $5,000?
Well, you can get a better background. Improve your setup, perhaps.
You're such a
work on your sexy,
clown. You're
right?
such
You can get
fucking
some,
clown show.
some nice stuff done to your face.
Oh,
You go to a
okay.
spa.
Now you're throwing the insults back at him. Really? This is so fucking pathetic. He can't even come up with his own insults to throw at LTG. So he's just recycling the same insults that LTG threw at him and just regurgitating that and throwing it back at LTG. You are so pathetic. You can't come up with your own fucking insults.
Or whatever. I don't know. Get some food. I don't know. Whatever you want. You can do 5K. Certainly, definitely, you could do something with it. That's for sure. But
What would you do with 5K, Phil? Oh, wait, we already know. You would spend it on WWE champions. Because he has. And more.
This guy's nuts. I'm in SoCal. 5K is nothing to me. Dude, you have 3,600 subs on Twitch. So you make about 7-8K a month. So you must do something with
Pocket
5K,
watching.
Right? You must be paying your bills, right?
Pocket watching.
Throw it in my bank account and let it sit there? Like, what the fuck am I gonna do with that?
So wait a minute. Just listen to this reasoning. I don't need 5K because it'll just sit in my bank account. What am I going to do with it? So then why are you asking for 5K?
To get you to shut the fuck up, but obviously it's not working, so...
He's already gone in cyclical logic. He's fucked himself already what he's saying. Like, I don't need the money. Then why are you asking for money? Right? Like, what are you talking about? If you don't need 5K, why do you have a subscriptions goal on your screen and you're asking to...
Why do you have a king streak if you don't need money, Phil? Huh? Oh, why are you constantly begging to hit the king streak so fucking pathetically every fucking day? I don't need money. Oh, but I need this and this, and oh, I need to pay my taxes. Why do you constantly beg and ask for money if you never actually use that money to fix up your fucking house? Why is it that we're gonna eventually see, if this stream ever, like if I ever get through this video, that you're already begging for a new streaming PC when you have like 4 fucking PCs you could be fucking using? But you fucking you're allergic to fucking cash money apparently, yet you constantly beg people for money.
hit 3,700? If you don't need the money, why are you asking for it? In fact, if you don't need the money, why are you even streaming right now? Why just turn it off and just have a nice private life to yourself, and then no one has to ever talk about LTG ever again, right? Like,
Because he went to his bills, his
I don't know.
electric bill, his
Like,
internet
5K don't even
bill.
excite me. You should have maybe offered me 5 bands, maybe even 2020.
what? What's he talking
Oh
about?
shit, 5K, really? Alright.
What was
I
that?
was like,
What was that? Hold on a second. What was that?
bands, maybe even 2020. I was like, oh shit, 5K, really? Alright.
What the fuck was that?
Should have maybe offered me 5 bands, maybe even 2020. I'd have like, oh shit, 5K, really? All right.
Are you this stupid?
What was that?
What was that? The same thing. What was the same thing that was? A voice squeak. No, he was obviously just like, you know, being like, "Oh my god, 5K!" If you had given him 5K in 2020, it would have made more. It would have meant more for him then than it does now. Because he would be like, "Oh my god, 5K! This is amazing!" You know, it's just doing stupid shit like that. The same thing you do on a day-to-day basis, you fucking clown.
The camera's been on the whole time, right?
Now it's like,
That's another thing with all these different webcams that Phil is talking about putting up. Like, there's a chance we're gonna have another May 1st burst. I'm just saying.
okay, let's just say this. I got 5K, right? That I didn't have before. So to me, it's just money. It's just disposable to me. Shit, buy some Balenciagas. That's a band. Save the 4. I mean, the fuck?
If you don't need money, why are you asking for money to qualify for an appearance? I'll tell you why. Because you're being a pussy. You don't want to leave your castle. You just want to sit there and do your own thing, which is fine. That's fully respectable. But then don't make up excuse after excuse. Just say, I want to be left alone. I don't want to do it. Goodbye. And then people...
Well, he assumes you're smart enough to take the fucking hint, but apparently you're too fucking retarded to understand that's why he's doing that. He's offering 5K because you've never done a thing where it's like, I really don't want to do this, so I'm gonna come up with some massive, insane number of money, and then it's a win-win for me, because if you pay me that money, I'll begrudgingly do it, but I'll still do it, and then if not, oh, I got an excuse to not do it now, because I really don't fucking want to do it. So it's like, either he gets paid to do it, and then he'll actually do it. Or they obviously probably won't pay him the money, and then he doesn't have to worry about it. You've never heard of this ideal before, huh? This is totally new to you. Fucking... Jesus Christ. This guy is like living in his own world. He's never been out in the real world before.
People would probably like stop, but dude, first it's, oh, I'm clout chasing. I'm not clout chasing. I have no clout to gain from you. I want to make content people want to see. People want to see this. Well, I want $5,000. No one...
People want to see this. 1 or 2 people want to see this. It's not that wanted or asked for, Phil. It really isn't.
Paying you $5,000. You may make some money from doing it. Well, now I don't need the $5,000. So shut the fuck up. All right? Be a man.
No, you're the one who needs to shut the fuck up. If you're not going to pay him money, leave him alone. This is stalker material here, Phil. This is stalker-like behavior. By all intents and purposes, he should probably get an online restraining order from you to keep his name out your goddamn mouth. Because this really is stalker behavior, Phil. This is bullying. This is online bullying. The same shit that you accuse us as detractors of doing, you're doing to him. You're attempting, very poorly I might add, to be this like LTT detractor. But like, you don't really have a reason to do it. You're just doing it because you feel slighted because he made fun of you once a year ago. And because you're still butthurt about that, you're doing all this crazy shit. You're attempting to be an LTG detractor.
And either say, I'm going to come on your show, we'll have a conversation, I'll leave my fucking comfort zone and private bubble to do something that people actually want to see. Instead of sitting on my stream, reading off my fucking Discord, and doing boring shit, do something interesting for once.
Boring
right?
shit.
You take your 3,700 subs over to your stream, and you make bank on it. You will. The people will support you if you do interesting content, all right? Or you can keep...
Says the guy who has done no interesting content whatsoever, doesn't take the hint, and still begs constantly for all the money that he thinks he's entitled to. Because according to DSP, it doesn't actually matter the quality of his content. He still feels entitled to all the money anyway.
occasionally making excuses in your own fucking head about why you don't want to do content. All right? It's not that people have to pay you.
He doesn't want to do content. He doesn't want to do content with you. That's the difference.
It's not that, oh, I don't need the money. It's not that there's a clout chaser. It's because you just don't want to make interesting content. You're afraid because Jay Snyder destroyed you years ago when you tried and he beat you in a match. That's what it is. He crushed you. He crushed your gems. You understand? Permanently. Apparently your gems never came back. He crushed them and they haven't grown back. That's
Says the guy who was a walking ATM, and literally almost everyone in the fighting game community at the time, like, beat your ass in every fighting game ever. Says that guy? The walking ATM who got his ass kicked in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 constantly. This is the guy saying that. Okay.
sad.
But LTG's scared because one person beat him. Right, okay. What about Daigo, Phil? Daigo, the guy who constantly beats you in every fucking Evo tournament you've ever been to. What about that? I'm surprised you're not fucking acting like a stalker and begging Daigo for a match over LTG. This doesn't mean, like, you know what I mean? It makes more sense for you to be doing this to Daigo than to do it to LTG.
You gotta stop being like
Why
that.
not just leave
You gotta-
LTG
you gotta go out and do
alone?
some fun. It's something
Exactly.
the truth is, I have no malice.
These are two idiots who, like, have to get the last word in edgewise in an argument. It's like, neither one really knows when to stop, but each one wants to get the last word in. So it's like you saw it with the whole Stutter and Craig thing, where interview with DSP. Well, DSP was so fucking a little bitch mode baby that he was like, no, go fuck yourself, Craig, and ended the call right then and there like a little pussy that he is, so he could get the last word in, which just made him look even more pathetic than he already fucking is, by the way.
Where's this man whatsoever? Zero. I just know that making content with him is what people want. They want to see us.
No, you really want.
And I'm cool with that.
This is not about making entertaining content. This is about a grudge you have against the guy.
I'm not gonna take it to the extreme. I'm not gonna sit there and talk about personal shit in his life that no one should know. I'm not gonna fucking be below the belt.
Because you don't know anything about the guy, Phil. How can you talk about personal shit behind the scenes when you know nothing about the guy?
The truth is, I don't even know that shit anyway. You know, I want to have a conversation with the guy. That's it. That's literally it. Because that's what people want.
Conversation about what? You guys have nothing to talk about.
Every excuse possible. Stop with the fucking excuses. Either say, I'm not gonna do it because I'm a puss and I want to sit around and do my own shit forever.
Again, this guy has done the same shit that he's accusing LTG of doing for over 5 years. He has done this. This massive projection. Like, you have no self-awareness, do you? Like, you have done the same shit you accusing LTG of doing. Imagine DSP 4 or 5 years ago and someone doing the same shit to DSP. DSP would lose his fucking mind. But it's okay for him to do it to other people, though.
Or do it. Those are your two options.
You're not.
Those excuses are gonna change.
Like, he's not. You're not entitled to his company on your fucking show just because he's black and you're white. You do know that, right, Phil? You're not entitled to this shit.
Change that. All right. No. And if it's a yes, wow, that would be amazing, and people would love it. All right?
No one would.
He's just so dumb. He's going on for 4.5 minutes. He has nothing to say. He's making fucking voices.
You've gone on for an hour making the same 3 excuses, coping so fucking hard and repeating yourself 3 to 4 times in this course of an hour, Phil.
The fuck are you doing? Just fucking say yes or no.
That's all you can do is really save it. Buy one little cool thing and save the rest. Well, y'all gotta stop bothering me if you're not gonna pay me, bro.
Yeah, right there. He just said it. Leave him alone if he's not going to pay you.
Guys, you gotta stop bothering me if you're not gonna pay me. By the way, I don't need the money. He
doesn't matter. Leave him alone if you're not going to pay him.
Doesn't listen to himself.
Just like that mask nigga that keeps calling me out. Pay me money. Give me 10 bands, nigga. You want my presence with a corny ass fighting game that only you're gonna get all the benefits off of? I need double-digit thousands.
You see, it's 100% Jay Snyder destroyed this man. Crushed his nuts. Oh, excuse me, I meant to say gems, but I guess crushed his nuts too. Because he has no nuts anymore.
Okay, Daigo, like, you've been beaten by everyone in the FGC, so I don't think you have room to talk there, Phil. Mr. Walking ATM over here.
He won't do anything because he's so... I have to get giant personal benefit out of anything I do. because he really thought he was going to beat Jay, and that was going to be his big feeling back. I hate since that happened too. That's just really sad, man.
Top shoe brand is right now? I don't know.
Does he know anything? He doesn't know anything about the fighting games. He doesn't know anything about
You don't know shit, that's for sure.
shoes. What does he know?
How is there still
Does he even
this
know that
much
his
time
LED was
left in
facing
this?
the wrong way and no one could see it on camera? Didn't know. He just said he didn't know, and then he spouted off the fucking exact facts that people wanted to hear anyway. Oh my god. This is just ridiculous, man. All right, well, here's the deal. I really hope that this guy will see reason. I do. I hope that he'll see reason. I hope that he'll see, you know, the fact that, oh, this
is a toddler throwing a temper tantrum because he can't get his way in life for once in DSP's pathetic little insignificant life. He can't get his own way and stuff. So just like Parody, he is throwing this temper tantrum to try to get his way because he feels entitled to this man acquiescing to being on DSP's show. He feels for some reason LTG owes DSP his time and money and effort to be on DSP's show. And obviously LTG is not going to do that. And so DSP is throwing this massive temper tantrum. Massive fucking temper tantrum. Because he can't get his own way. And, like, it's really fucking cringe. It's really fucking pathetic. Like, I don't know why I'm focusing so much. Like, I'm going to make, like, just a long video with, like, because I talked about this last year. I had, like, a whole stream where I talked about this last year when this first happened. And I'm going to add this part, and eventually I'm going to... I don't think I have enough time today, but I'm going to add the next Rea-Ack. Hold on. This one. Because DSP breaks TOS, bullies LTG into accepting his offer. Another 15-minute fucking video, by the way, that happened a couple days ago. So, between this stream that I'm doing now and this one, I'm just going to make some mega compilation of this. Because this is extremely egregious and shows a lot about the type of person DSP is. And I feel like this is showcasing who DSP is more than any of the other shit that DSP has done in the past. Is this the worst thing DSP has done? Of course not. No, this isn't the worst thing he's done. And I don't even know really why it upsets me so much. Because again, I don't really know LTG. I don't know a whole lot about him. I don't care about him, obviously. And I feel that it is more just the entitlement and straight up accusing LTG of shit that DSP has done for years on a daily basis. Every fucking day, DSP has done the same shit that he is accusing LTG of. And it is the lack of self-awareness and projection. And all of this, like, together just is insanity. And it just irritates the hell out of me for some reason. It really does. More, like, it pisses me off more than a lot of the other shit that he's been doing lately. Because, like, I don't care that much about the vest streak. I think it's kind of funny to see how much he is begging to keep this fucking stupid-ass streak going, even though it's, like, technically died 2 or 3 times at this point by now, right? This king streak. But, I mean, that doesn't really piss me off, because, like, it doesn't matter how much money this idiot gets. He wastes it. He is literally allergic to money, right? Let me finish off this video, and then I think I have like a couple shorter videos I can react to after that, and then I'll be done. Because I'm not going over that long video after this. I'll do that another time.
Things people want. People say, this is what people want. There's money to be made. These are views to be had. For what? For us to just sit here and talk. Literally just to sit here and fucking talk. I'm not even shitting you. Like, just us having a normal conversation. People will go nuts.
No, they wouldn't. No one cares, Phil.
And now...
Why do you think people care so much?
I just don't understand that, you know? Maybe what it, and here's the thing, it's not like no one gave him respect because he had the interview with Destiny, you know. So I had the interview with him,
And people are literally just
right? It gave me respect,
asking
opened me
him
up
to
a whole
play
new audience, a whole new
games.
group of eyes.
Like, when
People
is the
like me now, they
gameplay,
wanna come
Phil?
like,
When's the
they wanna have
gameplay?
content, they want to have a good time, correct? So he had that moment with Destiny. So what happened, right? I don't get it. You would think that would have been his stepping stone out of his safe zone to do fun stuff.
What, like how Kino, like fun stuff? What do you mean? Like, how do you know what he is or isn't doing is fun or not, Phil? Like, that is such a subjective, like, fun is such a subjective thing. Him being by himself playing games could be fun to him. Just like it was to you, apparently, for the longest time. So, like, you don't know what is and isn't fun to someone else. And you honestly think that, oh, because you did an fucking interview with Kino Casino, that like elevated you like 20 levels above where you are. You went from level 1 to level 21 apparently. And now the entire internet somehow looks at you through a totally different lens. When really it's just Kino Casino dents are LARPing, bigging you up and like patting you on the back, like, yeah, it's our buddy Phil the King. And that's it. Like, any normal person who sees you online can tell instantly that you're still a piece of shit. Like, it hasn't changed anyone's opinion on you other than Kino Casino dents.
I don't think there's any harm in doing a crossover event at all. I don't think it's gonna hurt either of us. Because if we play Street Fighter and I beat him, who gives a
Well, see, that's the thing, Phil. He has to want to do it, and he doesn't want to do it.
fuck? No one thought he was gonna beat me anyway, right? You know, nobody cares about that. If he just appears on my podcast, I think the podcast appearance would be better than him playing Street Fighter with me. Being honest with you, I do. I think that's just hanging out and having a conversation would be way more valuable than us doing stupid Street Fighter. Because I agree with him, it's dumb, internet rivalry nonsense. What's to be had by that? Nobody cares. But for us to hang out, have a good time, it would be way more entertaining, right? I really believe that. And for some reason, this guy thinks I wish him ill will and shit. I don't. It's just that he constantly tosses insults and says dumb shit that makes no sense. You know? You notice now, he doesn't say anything about how I look anymore. Did you notice that? Because I destroyed him last year when he did that shit. I was like, dude, that's fucking bizarre the way you're acting.
You destroyed him for him making fun of you about how you looked. So you destroyed him by totally changing the way you look. Okay, make that make sense. You didn't destroy anyone, Phil. This is so pathetic. So pathetic. You literally changed your entire wardrobe. You fucking clown shoes.
So now he doesn't mention it anymore. Now I want money. All right, well, what if you're going to make the money? Oh, I don't need the money. Like, dude, that's every excuse in the book. Every fucking excuse in the book. Enough is enough of this nonsense, right? So it's this simple. You should either agree or say, I have absolutely no interest whatsoever. And don't make 27 excuses about it. Just say, yeah, this would actually be pretty good. We get views and we make money doing it. So I want to do it. We should do it. Or, no, I just want to sit in my little isolated bubble forever.
And now
you know
you're
what?
putting
If
words
that's
in
the
his
case,
mouth that he never
right,
said.
if that is the case, I will respect that.
No, you won't.
I'll
You
respect
would
that
not. You would not respect that. He has basically essentially told you multiple times that he doesn't want to do this.
I was abused for 10 years on the internet. I was treated as the internet's whipping boy, right? I really was.
Okay, and now you're trying to do the same thing with LTG, though. So you didn't learn shit from supposedly being the internet's whipping boy, which I guess, guess what? You still are, first of all. Nothing has changed that. And second of all, you're now trying to do that to someone else. You're trying to, like, make LTG be the new DSP kind of thing, in a way.
And now, the last month and a half, things have changed. I got more viewers, I got more engagement, I got more support, I got people talking about me in a positive light. I got guests coming on
Ooh,
my-
Kino Casino? Kino Casino's fans? That's it? Keemstar, who was always a fucking lolcow anyway, who never really hated you, so you're not changing anyone's mind about yourself, Phil. Like,
my show. We got momentum.
like, has he interviewed one person who originally didn't like him and then changed his mind about you? No. Craig told you to go fuck yourself. Rightfully so.
That's a great thing to have. So now, things are different. Now to reach out to a guy like him and to build a bridge, and you know what I mean? That'd be
He
tremendous.
doesn't want
You know what I'm
that.
saying? But the sad fact here is this guy is so punch drunk. Like, I feel like he's gotten beaten up by the internet for a decade.
Oh my
So he doesn't want to do
gosh.
anything. And the thing is, I understand that. That's exactly how I
Projection.
felt. You understand? That's exactly how I felt. And every time that I would
Projection.
try to do something like the side scrollers interview, look what happened.
Yeah, but you're not Kino Casino, Phil. That's the problem. You're not Kino Casino. And like, as much as I shit in Kino Casino, you're not them. You don't have a big enough audience. You, like, if you had LTG on your show, your fans wouldn't then go over to LTG's fans and big him up the way they're bigging you up. You don't have the views. You don't have the numbers, Phil. You can't add up in that case. So you wouldn't pull him out like Kino Casino supposedly pulled you out of the drowning water or whatever it is, right? Like, it's not the same thing.
Right? Finally,
You can't do that.
It turned around. Much for the better. So now, I feel like I could extend that olive branch to him. He could come on the show. We could just sit here and talk for an hour. We'd have a good time. You know what I'm saying? And the funny part
Talk
is, a lot
about
of
what? You guys
gotta be toxic to him.
don't... I'm sorry I keep pausing so much. You guys don't know each other. He doesn't know you. You don't know him. You have nothing to talk about.
And saying shit about his personal life. I don't give a fuck about LTG's personal life.
Because you don't know anything
I don't
about
wanna
him.
know anything behind the scenes that you guys have discovered, secret lore and shit. I don't give a fuck. I just want to sit here and have a conversation with the man about all kinds of stuff. Why do you think people...
PPP did create a monster.
Right? Honestly, what are your thoughts
But
about
was
the
it worth it? Kino Casino,
Right?
was
What do you
this
think
worth it? By, or like, oiling him up and lubing him up like the gay fags you are, and like getting him going and like deluding him so fucking much that he's acting this fucking manic and insane? Was it worth it? For what? For some sneak disses here and there? Oh, that was worth it. For some Medicare interview that never happened? Even if the Medicare interview did happen, I don't think it would be worth it.
games right now, right? What kind of content do you actually want to make in the future? Are you really done with fighting games to the point where you just want to sit there and talk to people on Discord? Are you interested in interviews? Like, I just asked a bunch of questions that are interesting that people would want to hear the answers to. Right?
No one
You don't need to
cares.
hear about his fucking, what's going on in his life, his fucking private
You
shit.
are a
Fuck off.
trash
You don't have to be
interviewer
protected. I'm not
also.
gonna
You're
care.
like, you're
I just wanna have
awful at
a
interviewing.
conversation where
What's your favorite color? What's your favorite game right now? I'm an interviewer.
know this guy in a personable way without people just dumping giant loads of duty on him, which is probably what's happened to him every single time he's tried to do anything for ages. And he thought that Destiny appearance was going to work, but the problem is you can't do it that way. You can't go to someone who no one had interest in seeing you talk to and think that's going to change things. You got to go to people who actually have...
Oh, really? But going on your show, there would be interest, right? No, there wouldn't, Phil. You have one or two dents that want to see this. No one else would care about that, Phil. Are you trying to tell me that more people would care about LTG being on your shitty show than him appearing on fucking Destiny's podcast? Do you know how big Destiny is compared to you? Are you fucking serious? The massive delusion from this cocksucker is insane. Like, how many fucking people are subbed to Destiny right now? Are you insane?
have interest, you know, to see the DSP, LTG collab. That's hype. People wanted that for 10 years. But you can't make someone see reason. Like, he's got to have... I would say this, if anyone out there is, like, close to this guy, like, actually, like, your friend of his...
Oh, yeah, go bother him some more. Are you... This cocksucker. Why am I so pissed off? The audacity of this asshole.
You got to talk reason to it. Make him see some reason here.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't tell people to go over and harass this person or harass that person. I never did that with John. Oh, but if you're close to John, go find out, go talk to John and ask him why he doesn't want to do content with me anymore. And then you wonder why people hate you. You wonder why John didn't want to fucking do content with you anymore. Gee, I fucking wonder why. Probably because of the same shit you're doing right fucking here. You unbelievable asshole.
You know, the stuff he's saying is delusional. No one's paying him 5K, 10K to come on anyone's show because he doesn't have that kind of value. He just doesn't.
You don't either.
But to see him do a crossover event, like the likes of this that people have asked for a long time, that would put butts in seats. I wouldn't be shocked if LTG came on a Level 1 podcast. I wouldn't be shocked if that did better than the Keemstar appearance. I'm just being honest. I think it would. I think it would benefit him huge.
I didn't even
He
watch
gets
the
tons of views and
Keemstar
good positive
appearance, so
vibes.
I don't know.
But he has to want to get out of his bubble, and it seems like he just doesn't want to get out of the bubble. He's stuck in the bubble. Right?
Okay, well
And
then
that's
leave
sad.
him the fuck alone.
Okay. But I'm just saying if you're someone close to him or friendly with him, I don't want people going harassing him in his chat. I don't want people going on.
You
streams.
just told him to. AKA go harass him into a response. Exactly. You are literally telling people to go reach out to him. Phil, Leave the guy alone. LTG really does need to get a fucking internet restraining order against you, you fucking stalker.
In his Discord being dicks to this man at all. That's the opposite of what I want. That's not what I'm intending here. And if you do that, you're a fucking asshole. And I'm gonna fucking tell you right now.
And LTG would school this cocksucker so fucking bad too.
I'm not condoning that. I'm condemning it. No one is to harass this man. All right, he's got to make a decision for himself. It's gonna be a big step. Honestly, that's a huge step to make. So you got to understand that. Let him think about it. All right, and it's that simple.
And each one of these idiots have to get the last word in. So like this back and forth response and reacting to the response and giving my counter response is just going to keep going on and on because both of these people are too stupid to just block the other fucking person.
He's fucking, I need money and you got to work on your crispy, sexy. What the fuck are you talking about? Be a man and say yes.
He said that a year ago and that still bothers you. You know that, right?
Right.
It very much fucking bothered you. What a cocksucker. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't be using that language, but he really fucking is. So fucking annoying.
So, I need to raise money in order to save my ass from these state taxes out of nowhere that came up out of nowhere.
And I'm sorry, I don't mean to get so upset. It's not as fun when I get this upset, but it really pisses me off. And again, I wish I really knew the exact reason why. I can guess. Like, because it's so, like, he's so fucking entitled. And just the fucking delusion. The cognitive dissonance. I don't know how his brain still functions after that.
Answer. Because this morning, a tip already came in that I'd like to start by shouting out. I received a $20 tip from Lloyd D. Today is my birthday, and I wanted to send some tribute to the king.
Oh my god. What a fucking idiot.
So that would be nice. I'm just throwing it out there. Something we did on the day off. We're not asking for anything, but we had already set this up earlier in the week, and people over the years have said stuff about, hey, anything with Jasper Kitty or whatever. Well, this is an opportunity. Maybe you could get him something.
Jasper
so there you
Kitty.
go. And by the way, I'm just
buy my cat some shit so I don't have to keep spending $200 a month on my cat on useless shit. But I won't fucking give my cat blood work. Maybe you could get like a blood work test done for your cat through Throne, Phil. Maybe they can do that for you.
Go ahead and ban every idiot in the chat who's going to be stupid and fucking negative about it, because it's not a negative thing, it's a positive thing. There's people all the time who say, hey, I'd like to maybe help out with Jasper Kitty or something, and I never had that opportunity before. I never did anything with it, so I'm doing it now, and you don't have to do it. It's an optional thing.
Can they just donate to have the cat get blood work, Phil?
It's not a big deal. All right, we're just throwing it out there. So any of these fucking troll accounts that come in here, I'm just going to slap you with my fucking Eve penis right across your fucking face, right out of the chat. You're not coming back. All right.
You wish that's what it was.
Jim Frog, resub for 4 months, says, I love Phil. Fuck the trolls. All right, thank you, Jim Frog. I appreciate that. Nope. Maximilian Dude never responded whatsoever. And for the record, I publicly tweeted him, but then I also did the business email and everything, and I got absolutely no response.
Again, you seen a common theme here, right? Like this stalking and harassing people to try to like pull them into his drama bullshit. He is so desperate to have new guests on his show to keep this drama train going. Because he knows that all this drama and interviews for different bigger name people is what is really giving him the money, right? So he really is banking hard on trying to reach out to people to get more drama views. You know what I mean? And there's no way in hell Maximilian Dude is ever gonna be on your show, Phil.
You know, I don't know what else to say. I don't feel disrespected or whatever. I don't. But at the same time,
but when Keemstar does it, then you do.
I'm not interested. But instead, he ghosted. Whatever, dude. Whatever. I don't know what else to say. Whatever. You know, 10 years ago, I was good enough to do random matches on for him to record and put his side up on his channel, and he got a lot of hype out of that. But now...
Oh, yeah, Maximilian Dude is as big as he is now because of that. Right, Phil?
10 years later, oh, no. We can't ever play again. No. Right? Not even grace me with a note out of his mouth. I don't know what else to say. But to be truthful, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because 10 years ago, he's probably a lot more popular now than he is 10 years ago.
You know, whatever. Anything for this, right?
Yeah, he's desperate.
Whatever.
Very desperate.
I guess too big for the king, right? Can't even say no.
You're not the king of anything, Phil. And I love how, like, he tried to distance himself from the whole King of Hate thing, and now he's just right back in it. Now we're back to the King of Hate, baby.
Skylar just did the super chat. Does Wukong or any game you didn't finish still qualify for Game of the Year or disappointing game countdowns? Why would a game that I disliked so much because I found it so boring be a Game of the Year contender? I mean, that's a really silly question.
You stopped playing that game because it ended the vest streak, not because the game sucked. No.
Eligible for disappointing game? Why wouldn't it be? If the game was so boring that I quit it and it killed the King's streak because it was so fucking bad and boring.
That's why he doesn't like the game. Not because the game was bad or anything like that, but because it killed the streak.
Sure. What the fuck? Why would it not be eligible for most disappointing? You know what I mean? Like, would that not make it a shoe-in as a candidate? Right? I think Skylar like answered their own question. It was kind of a silly question because
the game is so bad only because
you know what I mean?
You got stuck and couldn't beat the boss.
Literally, it killed the stream. The game got so fucking boring. We went from over, like right now, I have over 600 viewers, right? I know that when I play the game.
You always have more viewers in the podcast than you do in gameplay, Phil. It is your job to entertain others. That's what a streamer is supposed to do, regardless of if the game is entertaining or not. It's on you to make that entertaining.
We won't retain 600, but we're going to retain a lot of people who honestly we can kick ass in fighting games. When I played fucking Black Myth Wukong, we went from over 600 viewers to 300. We lost more than half the audience because people were like, why is this fucking forest so endless? It's just the same.
Because your gameplay was boring as fuck.
It's exactly the same, so I can't tell where we are or what we're doing. I think I seriously think I might be done with the game at this point. This is awful game design. What a dumb.
Yeah,
game.
his viewers weren't bitching at all. And like, you know that like when he doesn't get a whole lot of money, he'll be bitching way more than usual. If he had made his tips go before, he wouldn't have quit this game. I bet you anything. If he had made if the King streak continued after this and he made $150 before the game ended, he would still be playing this game.
Trash. Like every mini boss I fight, I'm bored. Nothing interesting, just boring. Fuck it, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm really done with this game. It's not fun. Look how stupid this is. Then I got to a temple, and it all looked the same, and it was confusing and boring and nothing interesting. The same shit overused over and over.
Probably because he wasn't wearing his glasses.
Boss fights like fucking 10 phases and hours long. Boring. The whole game was a slog as soon as Chapter 3 started. Nothing interesting.
I mean, he's played more repetitive
and it sucks because
Souls-like games than that.
And then boring. So why would you think that didn't kill the streak exactly? The very next stream, the streak returned. The next 2 streams after that, the streak continued. So what makes you think the game didn't kill it? Of course it did. The game fucking sucks. The game is overhyped because people wanted this game that looks nice.
I don't know. The streak ended like 4 or 5 days ago, Phil, and then you continued it by like lying and making a fake tip saying, "Oh yeah, we got like over $100 in a tip after when I was doing the daily wrap," which is bullshit, obviously. So he's just at this point just making fake tips to try to bolster and continue this streak as some sort of like try to trick his fans into thinking the support is actually good and to try to trick them into supporting more.
And it's Chinese centric, has some Chinese culture involved and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but it's just not that good. It's definitely not such an amazing game of the year. No, it's not. The combat system isn't that interesting. It's okay, but it's very repetitive. And the game does not have the design level of a FromSoft game. The stages are incredibly empty and fucking boring as shit. Seriously. You know what? There's a little quote from a song from the 1990s. The quote goes as follows. If you're bored, then you're boring. There's enough going on in life to not be bored. I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. All right. That's gonna be it. My throat is all fucking hurt from screaming and yelling so much. I do apologize. I didn't think the stream would. I didn't think me reacting to that one video would take that long. I didn't think it would take that long. So I do apologize. This probably wasn't the most entertaining stream I did. So I'm sorry about that. I didn't. Oh well. I also don't really understand why it pissed me off to that extent, but it really fucking did. I'll probably do another stream later on, maybe in a day or two. I don't know. I'll see you guys later. Sorry about that.